if you go on the way you started.
There we go. Look at the phone. No, anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to another DaraChat. My name is Daramoose, or Dara for short, because some people, alright, and we can all agree with this, some people are illiterates, and it's a doggone shame. It's a doggone shame. They see the caution sign, they can read the caution sign, but they say, let me take a chance tonight. Lady Luck is on my side. I'm like, no, don't do that. Anyway, I get to have on the lovely Texas breakfast, or TB for short, but I don't want to say TB because that also means tuberculosis, and we don't need people. Don't need people calling you that. So anyway, anyway, that TB shot. That's the wrong kind of thing. Anyway.
I have one of my followers nickname me Texie B. He calls me, he's like, good morning, Texie B. And it fucking cracks me up every single time. Texie B.
Texie
B. It cracks me up when people don't know my actual name. Like, I don't hide my name by any means. Like if anybody's watching my streams when I start up, a lot of times, I don't have music going, I don't have anything going, and they're like, and they'll be, they'll hear me turn on the speaker, connected to Jennifer's MacBook Air, so like, if you pay attention, everybody knows my name is Jennifer. But I like being called TB and Texie and Texas and everything. It just fucking cracks me up. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Whenever when someone just wants to bring up TB, I'm like, you mean tuberculosis, right? I just want to be honest. But no, that's understandable. Like, I know some people will say their actual name, or they'll use the username. I use the username, although some people know my actual name, so just not a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. But you're like one of those people, as you stated before, nothing to hide. Like you're like the guy with the coat selling the watches. There's everything there, everything.
I have it all. I've done it all.
At least you're not the streaker guy. That's another story.
I've been naked. I've been naked on TV twice.
What?
So, I've done. Back in 2013, I did 2 episodes of Gigolos on Showtime.
I think I've
So
heard of it.
yeah,
Heard of it.
I've been naked on TV twice. So
but that's technically not regular TV. That's more like high price TV because that's HBO, right? HBO
yes,
is you have to pay
yeah,
for that. So
Showtime. It was on Showtime.
show.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Showtime. Well, there's
yeah.
Showtime, and then there's the nighttime stuff after that. So there's that too.
Oh, that's Skinamax.
Okay, yeah, well, it's a true thing. It's because of cable, because it's cable.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
but those are the times. It's not as like back in the day when like public television, like
The
after.
lines, and you're trying to watch the naughty channel, and you can't see anything, and you might see a boob if you're lucky. Yeah, that
or you
was back in the
just
day.
or you just stay up late and wait for Girls Gone Wild.
Yes. But they hide everything. There's always bars. You can't see anything.
Hey,
Can't see anything.
that's how you
So,
keep
yeah.
people being thirsty for more. You just hide all the good bits.
That's what I do with try to do with my pictures. Every time I post a spicy picture, like I legit try to do it as classy as possible. Like to, I like to like jokingly, like I'm doing it like you ain't got to show it all to make them want it all,
That's true. That's
So,
true.
and I have there are plenty of pictures of me of all of it out there on the
Yeah.
internet,
Yeah.
but it's like, nah, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't
It's more
bother me.
like
They're just pictures.
it's more like what's that art? It starts with a B. Not Burgese.
Oh,
Burlesque, like
burlesque.
burlesque sort
Yeah.
of pictures, right?
Burlesque. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're very
Burlesque.
they are very artful. I mean, don't
They
get me
are
wrong,
very artsy, and you're like,
yeah.
just get naked already.
It's like
pasties.
it's like, wait a second, she actually never mind. Anyway, but the point of the matter is though, you already have stuff like the businesses out there like OnlyFans and Fancy and all that stuff where they're built on top of that where it's like you pay to see. So
yeah. But then anything that you see on OnlyFans, like you legit see it everywhere else. It's not like anything is actually safe as far as like not being copied or not, if it's behind a paywall, it doesn't really, it doesn't mean that it's safe behind the paywall. Anyone can just, screenshot and then it's just out there everywhere. So I try to keep that in mind.
yeah,
That's why I always laugh every time I get a new subscriber. I'm like, oh, they think there's naked pictures in there. There's not.
I'm always gonna be like, can she give me a good sourdough bread recipe, please just give me some subscribing for the bread recipe.
And I do. I post my recipes, but at the same time, like most of the recipes, the sourdough recipes that I've been making are all from that sourdough gal lately. Like I haven't been making my own stuff. I've just been using her recipes because they're so fucking good. They're right there, and I want to try them. Tomorrow, I was gonna stream earlier today, and then I just wasn't up for it. And so my starter's back in the fridge, and I'll be streaming tomorrow. I have three different kinds of loaves to make tomorrow. But yeah, there's stuff in my subs. I think there's like one naked picture in my subs. I thought, oh, let me just throw them a bone.
Look, there's a bunch of howling dogs out there. Look, if I don't do anything, they're gonna revolt, and I don't need revolt. All right.
I don't want to revolt. When I watch my subs drop, when I watch the number drop, I'm like, oh, I gotta throw something in there.
See, but that's the danger of it, though, right? Because, and that's not with just that kind of stuff. It's with almost everything. Because even as a content creator, not me, but even as a content creator, you see people who are like, they get in a panic mode, like I lost somebody, which. I just like because I know you've talked a lot about the stuff in different formats, whether it be X Spaces or whatnot, and it's basically right in your bio on X. So I mean, it's not.
And people don't believe me. They're like, "Oh, I thought you were joking." I'm like, "What would I fucking joke about that?"
So
how hard it was to like come out and like post that on there and be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna put it all out there. I'm just gonna put it all out there, and then I get people like, oh, I didn't think you were serious.
See, this is an idea to get mine. So this would be your biography, right? Naked to the World. There's your biography title right there. Naked to the World. Just save that for later. So you're writing your memoirs. when you're writing your memoirs, you're like, what I need a good catchy title.
Naked to the world. I will write that down.
Naked to the world. That one's free. The next one's gonna cost you. But no.
Sourdough. You want me to ship you some sourdough?
What? I thought this is all loavened bread. What is this? Oh my gosh. No, but I mean, again, yeah. You're very open about it, and you've been with like multiple times and all that stuff. But I think it's the fascination of like you get to be. See, I think there's a surface part of the world, and then there's there's a something underneath it. So like you see the surface of things, you think people are what they are, and then you get someone like what you used to do, and you get to
Yeah.
tell a whole different other story, and you're like, no, that's not how that works. Like,
Yeah.
that's a facade.
Guys, enough! Sorry, there's 8 dogs. They just
What?
there's no shutting them up.
What?
If I had thought about it, I would have given them all CBD treats before we got started, and that thought did not occur to me until just now. Fuck.
Are you trying to run like an animal shelter over there? What's going on?
No, it started off, we back in 2015, I was like, I should get a puppy. And I think it was after my daughter's dog got killed, because she
Oh.
had a dachshund, and he got hit by a car at her dad's house, like
Oh.
on her fucking birthday of all
Oh
things,
my
like
gosh.
on her fucking birthday, so it was like, and it was a dachshund, but I was like, I was scrolling, I just like was like, let me look at dogs, because I got money to burn, because that's what you do when you're a hooker. You have way too much money,
Right.
and you hate yourself the whole time. So you're like, how can I spend this and make myself feel better? And that's
Yeah.
what you do, And so I had scrolled and I saw Bacon, and that's what his name was. His name was
Oh.
Bacon. And I was like, it's a pug puppy named Bacon. I can't say no to that. That's fucking hysterical. I gotta
Yeah.
have that. And so I got Bacon, and I had him and was taking him to the vet, because that was back when I believed in pet vaccinations.
Right.
And while I was at the vet, I saw a white Frenchie, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a white Frenchie. I'm gonna name it Eggs. And so I did, but it was like a year later. We had Bacon for a whole year by himself. We
Yeah.
had cats at the time, but we just had Bacon. And then I got a Frenchie named him Eggs.
Yeah.
And then I saw a dachshund, and I surprised my daughter with a dachshund puppy. After her dachshund had been gone for a while.
Right.
And yeah, and that was Biscuit. And then I dated a guy, so I had Bacon, Biscuit, and Eggs. Bacon, Eggs, and Biscuit. And that's when a friend is like, it's like the Texas Breakfast Club. And so that's where the name came from. The name totally came from a friend of mine years and years ago, 10 years ago. But then I dated a guy that had a Great Dane, and I was like, I'd always wanted a Great Dane. I had always wanted a Great Dane. And then we broke up, and I was like, well, I'm a grown ass woman. I'm gonna get my own fucking goddamn Great Dane.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up. And I was like, and he's big and black. He's mostly black. He's with the colors called a mantle, with a black and white. And I thought, I'm gonna name him John Coffee, like the drink, but not spelled the same.
That's right.
So, and I had a friend who's like, how's John doing? I'm like, who? He's like, John Coffee. And I was like, no. We only call him John Coffee when he's in trouble. The rest of the time he's just Coffee, so he's just spelled different. And then we had Coffee. So I had 4 dogs, and we had Coffee for a little bit. And I randomly ran into it was like a back alley drug deal.
Whoa.
No, not like that. There's this company that sells frozen dog food.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And you can buy it, you can have it shipped, but it's super fucking expensive if you ship it. Or they have routes, and they go all over the place. They go all over Texas. I think they go over parts of like Oklahoma and Louisiana now.
Yeah.
And they have all these routes, and so they just say, okay, we'll show up in the Kohl's parking lot on the 3rd Tuesday of the month at 3:00, and the truck will be there. So it's like a back alley drug deal. You're getting shit off the back of a truck. You've already paid for it, but they're standing there, and everybody's standing around. You're like, oh, how's your dog? What kind of dogs you got? What kind of dogs you got? Well, this guy brought the puppy.
Yeah.
And I recognized it as a Great Dane puppy, and it was about the same size as John Coffee was at the time. And I was like, "Oh, where'd you get your dog?" And we figured out, standing there just a few minutes, that we got our dog from the same breeder, and they were from the same litter because she had two litters that time, right?
Oh,
And so
yeah.
we had dogs from the same exact litter, and I was like, what are the fucking odds? What are the
Mhm.
odds? Because he was at my pickup point where normally he picked up in North Austin and I was picking up in South Austin. And
Right.
so we ran into each other, and the puppies, Coffee and Juice, were about 4 months old at the time.
Mhm.
And we started watching each other's dogs because it's hard to find someone that'll watch a Great Dane puppy for you,
Yeah.
And at the time, that was when I was a hooker and had money. And so
Mhm.
I used to go places, and I'm like, okay, I need somebody to watch my dogs. So we'd watch each other's dogs. Well, when the dogs were about a year and a half old, he kind of had a mental breakdown, and he was moving in with his mom.
Oh.
And his mom doesn't like dogs, much less,
Mhm.
a ginormous Great Dane. And
Mhm.
so I said, he asked me if I would take him, and I thought it was just going to be temporary. And here we
Yeah.
are with Juice all these years later. And so then we had 5 dogs. We had Bacon, Eggs, Biscuit, Juice, and Coffee.
Yeah.
And then through my boyfriend at the time, met a friend of his friend's sister bred
Mhm.
Frenchies.
Oh,
And she had a
wow.
Frenchie puppy. She had a Frenchie puppy that she hadn't sold yet,
Oh.
and was not house trained. And I was like, well,
Mhm.
I'm pretty good at house training them. Why don't, and
Yeah.
I, at the time, I had like 1,000 followers on Instagram under the
Oh,
Texas
wow.
Breakfast Club. And so I was like, oh, let me see if I can sell him for you, and I'll train him and everything else. And we could not. She was asking 4 grand for him because he comes from
Wow.
champion bloodlines. But he has this weird, he has a really weird gait. Like, he's not worth 4 grand. He can't be shown, because the way his front legs work, they kind of like go like this. It's fucking weird when you watch
Mhm.
him run. Like, he kind of shuffles his front legs, and he had a seizure when he was younger, so
Oh.
it's like he's not good breeding stock, right?
Mm.
So he's mine, and his name Benedict. So we
Mm.
had Eggs and Benedict, right? So the two Frenchies. Eggs Benedict, my favorite breakfast. So we have Benny. So we have 6 dogs, right? Well, this summer, all 5 of the dogs are all getting up there. Bacon is 10, and Eggs and Biscuit are now 9. But granted, dachshunds fucking live forever because they're Satan's spawn. And then the Danes, the Danes both turned 8 years old, so it's like this year, and they're starting to show their age. And
Yeah.
Benny's just a young one, right? He's only
Mm.
4. He's just about to be 5. Guys, you're gonna hear it. Oh, I'm sorry. Like,
No,
there's
you're
nothing I
fine.
can. Yeah, there's nothing I can fucking do about it. So then in the dog, they're getting up there, and no one ever plays with Benny's.
Uh-huh.
John Coffee. The goose has got to throw in his 2 cents. Um, fucking goose. If you'd have told me this is my life, fucking goose
You be
stays the night in the
quackers.
house. Yeah, so he's a little bitey, but I do pretty well. I grab his beak and then just hold on to him, and then I force him to snuggle, which he fucking hates, but then you like feel his body sort of relax while he's in my lap, which is kind of funny.
Uh.
But no, so I had the 6 dogs, and 5 of them were older, getting older, and so I thought, and I had Juice with me, the other Great Dane. I was at Petco, because we now have a Petco in town.
Nice.
I was at Petco, and this lady, was asking, you take a Great Dane anywhere, and everyone all of a sudden is your friend,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's funny because you forget how big they are.
Oh,
You're so
yeah.
used to them all the time that you don't think about it, and you take them out in public, and they're like, "You got a fucking saddle for that thing?" And I'm like, "No," but between the two of them, they could probably pull a cart if I really wanted to try,
Yeah.
But no. So I ran into this lady, and she's like, "Oh, I breed Australian Shepherds," and I was like, "Oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that." So I was like, "Well, because I can fucking justify anything, man. I can
Right.
justify anything." And I was like, "Well, the dogs are getting kind of older, and Benny really needs a friend.
Yeah.
I need a transition puppy,
Yeah.
to bring in, so that Benny won't be so sad when everybody starts dying." And so that's how I ended up with Waffles. So, and yeah, yeah. But then, like a week after I got Waffles, after I brought her home,
Mhm.
my son calls me, and he's like, Mom, I'm like, yeah. He's like, can we have another puppy? I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, he's at Walmart special parking lot, Walmart parking lot special. And so
Oh,
now we have a bloodhound German Shepherd puppy named Hash Brown. So that's how we have 8 fucking dogs. And all 5 cats that we have, that none of them are mine. Not
yeah.
one fucking cat is mine.
Uh,
All of the all of the cats are all street cats that they've rescued as kittens.
uh-huh.
Like they've found them as kittens, or somebody found a kitten and no one is allowed to have it. Can we take it? Sure. What's one more? So here we are. So, and then I have Bob the bird, Bob the
Bobador.
trans burb, the
Yeah.
trans bird, the bird that we thought her whole life we thought she was a boy, and then we found out that no, she's a girl.
Yeah.
It fucking blew our minds. Let me tell you, to say pretty girl to my bird that I'd had for 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Weird, man. Weird. Like, what? What? This a girl? Yeah. So no. So, and we have bird. And then I thought, well, I'm gonna raise chicken. I want chickens because I love eggs, and eggs are getting
Yeah.
so expensive. And I've raised chickens before. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let me just get some hens, and I'll raise some hens. And I had 4 little hens.
Uh-huh.
Four tiny little hens, and I ran my poll to get a name for all of them, and everybody, I did it like Final Four style, so everybody
Yeah.
was voting on the names, and we had all the names picked out, and the fucking dachshund killed the hens except for one. So, and I was like, well, I have one fucking chicken. Like, what am I gonna do with one chicken? Like, it's just one, like she's too big. Like, I can't go get more chicks and
Mm-hmm.
raise them with her because, she's not going to get along with them because
Mm-hmm.
she's not old enough. She's not laying eggs. She's not mature enough to, go broody and sit on eggs and think that they're her own.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I guess now I have a house chicken. So yeah, so now I have a house chicken. And then my daughter was telling me about the geese at her
Mm.
boyfriend's house, how her
Yeah.
boyfriend's mom has all these geese, but there's one goose that they just got, and he's not integrating with the rest of the geese.
Right.
I was like, you might as well bring him over at this point. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, what else? So now we have a goose. So yeah, that's my life. Now, if you'd ever told me that I would have a chicken that would come, and every time I go and sit outside,
Uh-huh.
she comes running.
Mm.
If I go outside, I'm like, chicken. She will, like, give it a few seconds, and you will see her come running around the side of the fucking house to come
Right.
running towards me. It's hysterical. I didn't think you could train chickens, but here we are. So yeah, I have a chicken that, lays me an egg every morning, and she lays it in a different bedroom.
Yeah.
She goes in there. She used to lay it in the dog crate in there, but the dog crate's since been taken out and is being used for the goose. And so now
Right.
there's a blanket on the floor
Mm-hmm.
in my daughter's bedroom, and that's where she lays her egg every morning.
Oh,
And
wow.
she goes running in there, and to hear her little nails on the floor, it's fucking hysterical. Oh my God,
Yeah.
it cracks me up every time because she
Yeah.
goes running in there, but like with nails as she's going. And so yeah, and then you hear her as soon as she's laid her egg, she's like, buck 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 buck, buck 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 buck, buck 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 buck. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, house chicken. I have over a dozen eggs sitting in my fridge. Like, I haven't been eating that many eggs
What?
lately. Yeah. So she lays a fresh egg, and they're uniform. They're so uniform. They're all the
Uh,
same.
yeah.
Every single egg is the same. It's cracked me up. But yeah, house chicken and a fucking trans bird and a goose that, yells when I yell. So he's legit. I feel like he was sent by God to tell
Yeah.
me to, like, soften your voice, tame your tongue, soften your voice. Yeah. So it's weird. Fucking goose and chicken and
People,
anything.
your neighbors could be like, I thought Jin was talking very quietly, but I could hear just talking so loud. He's like, I was talking quietly. I just
My
was
neighbors, I am sure that my neighbors legit think I'm fucking nuts because I am out there like, bacon! 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 Damn it, bacon!
Curse you, bacon! Curse you! You stupid
Eggs!
bacon!
And I'm like, and now I'm yelling. And my daughter yells at me. She laughs. She laughs when I'm yelling for waffles because
Yeah.
my voice changes as I'm yelling for waffles. Because I'm like waffles, waffles, like waffles. Like, it's so retarded. So yeah. So I know. I know my neighbors must think I'm absolutely fucking nuts. So yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely nuts.
That would be I just find it funny because it's like, you have so many animals. It should be called Jen's Animal Paradise. Welcome to
I know.
Jen's Animal Paradise.
I need a mini goat. I need like a mini donkey. I need not a goat because goats eat everything, and I don't want the goat eating my flowers. And that's I've had a goat before, and that's fucking terrible. But I need it. I could do with a little mini donkey. I think
Yeah,
I could make it work. I don't know what the fuck I'd feed it, but
there you
yeah,
go.
but yeah.
If people just see you coming to town, when'd she get a donkey? Why is she riding a
Is that
donkey
a
in the town?
donkey? What happened? I thought she had big dogs. Was that a donkey the whole time? The whole time? The whole time?
That wasn't a Great Dane. Fooled you.
I could
You could.
probably do that, and people would legit. I would fuck with people's heads.
Oh
Like,
goodness.
if I decide to get a mini donkey, mini
Oh
cow,
goodness.
I need a mini cow. Like, I need raw milk is what I need.
Oh goodness.
Need some raw milk.
Making her collection bigger. And
Yes.
Slidey Pace says in the chat, years ago I got my 3 kids, 3 baby chicks. They grew up and laid eggs. It was fun while it lasted.
What
Oh, that's
happened
nice.
to the three? What happened to the three of them?
What
Did they
happened to the
stop
3?
laying?
Did they get turned into fried
Did they get
chicken?
eaten? Are they
Are they fried
there was
chicken?
what is the French dish? The French dish where it's just chicken and vegetables. It's like a chicken stew.
Pour foie?
No,
Let's see if I
what is it
let's see if
called?
I can't find it. French.
The
Nope.
French chicken dish. It's like chicken stew, and
French
it's
chicken.
right there.
Oh,
Let me tell
that's
right there.
I don't spell chicken like that. Chicken dish
Chicken.
with vegetables.
Chicken's official name is Stella, but we just call her Chicken. Like everybody voted, and her legit name is supposed to be Stella, but we don't call her Stella. We just call her Chicken.
Chicken,
I don't.
yeah, like because
Yeah,
she's a chicken.
she's a chicken.
And yeah, Slidey Pie says 1 died, 1 disappeared, and 1 I gave away. All right.
Oh no! I need to find somebody that's giving away female Chinese geese because Goose legit needs a girlfriend. So he
in the animal kingdom, we see here Jen trying to make sure the mating season still happens for the course. We see as she tries to introduce the female goose to the male goose, and it seems like it's taking a turn for a worse.
he's just yeah. So so when they come in at night, Chicken, if I let her, she will roost on the back of the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Is where she will roost. I'm like, no, Chicken, you got to go in your little crate. You got to go, otherwise she will shit off the back of the couch all night, and there'd be a nice little pile in the morning. And the dogs,
yeah,
the dogs like to eat it. It's gross.
you just sit there like,
dogs.
how are you?
Yeah. So we yeah. I have to make her go to bed. Otherwise, there's chicken shit.
Yep.
Yep.
You'd be looking at that and it's just like, why are you man's best friend? Why are you doing this? What are you doing to me? All right. What's going on here?
The dogs are like, I swear the chicken thinks that she's a fucking dog. Because this is what she's grown up with. I've had her since, she was yay big, and she legit, I swear she thinks she's a dog. I have looked out the window and watched as the dogs go running by, and then I see the chicken trailing after them, and I'm like, she's going to check out what the fuck they're checking out. Like, yeah.
Anyway, I did find it, but I don't know if it's the one you're looking
Yes,
up.
Cocovin.
Another
Cocovin. I don't know how to say it.
Another one is Puya Pot.
Puya Pot. That I don't know.
Neither do I.
The Cocovin is the one that I was trying to remember.
I think it's
stew. Yeah, and it's basically it's made with like a fresh chicken, or
Yeah.
like you're supposed to. I think you normally make it with like an older rooster or something,
Yeah.
so that because it's supposed to like not be so tough if you make it that way. So because
Looking at
roosters are kind of
yeah,
tough. Now I'm
looking
hungry.
yeah.
Thanks.
No, thank you. I appreciate you. No, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm hungry.
I'm
Um.
I'm 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 doing light fasting today, so I'm just doing
Ah,
liquids today, and so
nice.
yeah, I'm trying to stay away from food videos, but every time you open YouTube, YouTube
Oh,
knows me and knows that I love to cook and knows that I love cooking videos and new recipes and things, and so yeah, YouTube is like, hey, make this, and I'm like, oh, you bastard, trying to fast.
see the one I like is when you're in there's a foreign country and they take you to the restaurants there, like the Japanese vending machines. Like I've seen those, and then they take you to ones where it's the ramen and stuff. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I no, I will say this. I have done because I there's an app I can get on my phone that tracks your fasting and all that stuff.
Yes. Yes.
That right there in
Yes.
intermittent
Yep.
fasting. I use the free version because I'm a poor like everyone else.
Yep.
But it's always interesting to see like this is what happens at this period of time and this what happened at that period of time. So I think the furthest I've ever gotten fasting wise was probably a little over 30 hours.
Oh wow.
Levels of 30 hours. And that's just like
Wow.
and it's difficult to do a 24-hour. Like I did a 24-hour today, but it was
Yeah.
difficult to do a 24-hour because there's that difference between emotional hungry and physical hungry.
It is all in your fucking head. Fasting is 90, I would say it's 97% mental and about
Yeah.
3% physical.
Yeah.
Like it's really all in your head. You're like, "Oh, that looks so good." I was trying to do an extended fast the other day and I fucking caved. I'd done 5 days.
Mm.
I'd already done 5 days of just like water, black coffee, plain tea, no bone broth, no calories whatsoever. And I'd gotten to day 5, which the last time I did a 5-day fast, I felt like at the end of it, like I could have kept going. And the food, and I opened the refrigerator to put away chicken's egg. I opened the refrigerator and I saw these homemade candy bars that I had made, and I couldn't stop thinking about them for an hour, and I fucking caved. And I'm still mad at myself for eating them and breaking the fast. But I'm like, nope, I'm gonna do it again. So today I'm fasting
Mm.
light fasting, and then tomorrow I'll start a water fast again
A
and see
what?
how long I can go. A
A
water
water?
fast,
Yeah.
just water and salt, and I ordered some Baja Gold salt that has minerals in it,
Mm-hmm.
and something else, magnesium spray for my feet. So I ordered that, and so I'm hoping, because you got to add salt and a little bit of lemon juice to your water so that you don't get cramps, because otherwise you'll go
Oh,
to
I
bed
hate
and
that.
your legs will start cramping, and it's fucking terrible, and you
Oh
can't
yeah.
you can't get it to stop. So, but I ordered the good salt, so we'll see. That arrives tomorrow, and I'm really hoping that does it. Benedict,
I'll come out there and take your ears off if you don't
I can
behave.
hear I can hear the goose hissing at him. I can hear the yeah,
Yeah.
Cobra chicken. Cobra chicken. All right, it's
Cobra
Cobra
chicken.
chicken is accurate when it comes to geese. It's so funny. Like
Goodness.
they legit. There's so much hissing. So much hissing.
Oh yeah,
But anyway,
especially those Canadian geese. They are mean sons of guns.
he's Chinese. He's a Chinese goose, and they're worse than the Canadian ones, man. Canadian ones are nice a boot. Um, eh? You got any green, eh?
I've
Yeah.
heard that kind of roughhousing before. You need to watch your mouth, young lady.
The Chinese geese, the swan geese, as they call them, they're a little. They can be a little mean. They can be
Yeah.
mean. With him though, he's always trying to hump me, so that's always fun. He's like, he thinks I'm his girlfriend. I'm like, dude, I gotta find you a girlfriend. Stop that. Like, if I sit down on the ground, he like comes over there on my lap and like tries to get it on. I'm like, no, 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 we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
This is a journal entry. So nothing new happened today. The duck was trying to get at me. It was just one of those days.
Right? That's why I posted that video Friday night. I was like, Yep, just me out here watering my goose on Friday night. It's my life. Yeah. My life.
Watering your goose or getting watered by your goose? I think
I
that's
was watering my goose. I was like misting him off and giving him fresh water in his little tub. I'm waiting. I need a baby pool for him, but it's not the season. So I'm waiting to see when Walmart starts stocking their baby pools again, so I can just go buy a $10 baby pool. It might be 15 by now with fucking inflation.
Yeah.
But
well, have you ever, since you have all those animals, have you ever thought about doing like some of those people do the 24/7 streams? Like I've seen people do like chicken coops, and they just show their chicken coop 24/7, and they even set it up to one point where you can actually pay to feed the chickens. But that's
oh my
lot more.
gosh.
That's a lot more complicated. Yeah.
I think I think that was why I streamed the other day when I did a random stream the other day. I'll be lurking while driving. Okay.
Oh yeah, be safe.
Drive safe, please. Please don't, I don't want you to crash on account of me. So
whoa, hey, whoa, Miss Important over here.
I was in my kitchen and I was killing all the ants because I've had an ant invasion going on in my kitchen, and my daughter was just cracking up at all the shit that I was saying. And even today, she was like, "You should have streamed that today," because I was like, "Oh, look at this! You're just sending the young ones now. I don't see any big ones left. You're sending in the little guys."
Why would you do such a thing? Why?
But yeah, so I try to stream as much as I can. A peahen. Yes. I like that you called it a peahen. So many people don't. Oh yeah, they do. There's big poops with peafowl. Yeah. So when I was married, back when I was married, I got divorced in 2013, but before that, he was always gone. And so he was, and we had bought a house on 6 acres, and I had all sorts of shit. I had all sorts of ducks and geese and chickens, and I had a peacock and 2 peahens. And that's when I learned that they're peafowl and peahens. And
peahens.
Peacocks are just the boys. Duh. But it's funny because he would, every time when he would put up his thing, when they put up their tail feathers, they can't see you from behind.
Right.
So I used to love to sneak up on him and fucking grab his legs.
Yeah.
Every time he was doing that. But yeah,
monster.
Peafowl. They're so cool. They're peafowl, and they like to roost up in the trees at night. Like you don't put them away at night like you do with chickens and stuff. Yeah, and then guineas. So I had guinea fowl too, and I'd love to have guineas again. They're the best fucking watchdog ever. They're the best watchdog because you can't shush a guinea. Like they're you can't shut them up. Buckwheat, 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 buckwheat. They just start going off, and it's what they sound like. And I watched them. I couldn't find them one night. I'm like, where in the fuck are they? They were all. I looked up, and they were all on the roof of the house, like in a little line on the roof of the house, like roosting up on the very top of the roof. I thought that was fascinating. But yeah, no, I have a lot of animals. I used to have a whole lot more. I had a prairie dog. I had a giant tortoise. I had 2 potbelly pigs.
Wow.
I had a ton of shit, and then you get divorced and you have to go live in an apartment for a while, and
can't have the animals.
You can't have animals. So I found a group that took a whole bunch of them, and but yeah, and I donated the prairie dog to the zoo in Austin, and donated a whole bunch of animals. But yeah, I used to have more, but I had 6 acres, and now I have I don't even have quite half an acre.
Wow.
So it's I've legit thought about starting a rescue at this point because there's so fucking many of them. So
yeah,
and don't forget the parrot. Yes, and there's the parrot. Yeah, the parrot Bob. And I used to have 3 parrots. So I used to have 3. But no, Bob was the one. Bob was the main one. So I kept him. Yeah. Bob. I was like, if that's a girl, I said, why has she never laid me an egg? And they're like, well, they don't lay an egg unless they either have been mated with or if they think they've been mated with. And so birds, any bird, if you touch them anywhere other than their head, it is sexual to them. If you touch their back, if you touch their tail, if you touch their wings, if you touch their feet, anything, they look at that as, oh, hey, hey. And so I know that, and I had never like sat there and pet her back,
Right.
whereas my ex, back when we were married, and we had a female eclectus named Salsa,
Mm.
and he would sit there and pet her, and she fucking laid an egg because
Oh.
she thought that she had been bred. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's how parrots are. They don't lay an egg. But she if you give Bob a box in the
Yeah.
bottom of her cage, a brand new like cardboard box, Amazon. Thank you, Amazon.
Yeah.
And if you close it all up, she will sit there and tear it up and make a house out of it, and she will roost in there. And she will sleep in
Nice.
there. And so yeah, that's a female bird thing. I did not know that.
So that begs the question: does that mean it translate over to the human part, though? No.
Just touch my back.
Well, you'd be surprised though. That's like, other than a masseuse, that's probably one of the rare, or a chiropractor. Let's be honest, a chiropractor
Yeah.
will touch your back.
Yeah. Like
But
who
it's
touches your back?
yeah,
Like
but
who
it's
touches your low back? Think about it as like a man walking a woman into a room. Like when you're together, when you're in a relationship, a man
yeah,
walks a woman into a room, and he usually has his hand like around her waist or on her low back. It's a
yeah.
very like, not, I hate to say ownership thing,
Protection-y thing, more like a protection-y thing.
protection-y thing, but
Yeah,
it's like it's like this is mine.
yeah.
You're kind of like this is mine, and you're walking her in the room. So yeah, so if you get touched on the lower, like how many people touch you on the lower back, and if they do, you're like, oh hey,
How
hey,
how many people do you trust into touching your lower back? That's the real
right?
question.
That is a
Because
question.
because
Yeah,
you think about it too, it's not just that, it's also your feet as well, right? And I'm not a foot person, but like if you're with someone you love, you like do a foot massage or whatever,
yeah,
just as that
yeah.
kindness, or because you're trying to get booty, but that's a different story altogether. But the point,
The number of people are like, do you sell foot pics? I'm like, dude, I post my feet all the time. Can you not just be happy with the with the
that's
the legs up the wall pics?
that's called that's
What's
called
up?
that's called easy money right there. Come on, learn the program, learn the program, learn.
I know. Every time I get somebody that's like, do you sell items? And that's why I posted that last one. Like, yeah, I sell old socks, $50 a pair. How many you want?
Listen, look, you're already on the gateway drug. You're already starting to do the socks. You better either go to the just the feet, or you're gonna start pumping out some other stuff. We don't want you.
I blocked the guy. I said I saw I as I was joking when I responded to him, but he's like from fucking Pakistan or Nigeria or some shit, like wherever. And he's like, "Do you sell panties?" And I was like, "I have some old cotton panties, sure." And he's like, "Do you sell them wet?" And I'm like, ugh. I'm like,
Yeah,
no, too much. Delete.
let me just Belle Delphine that right there, and we'll just put a whole tub of underwear and I'll just swim in it.
I have a lot of underwear. Like I legit when I was a hooker for 5 years, from
Yeah.
like my late 30s until I was 43, I think. So like 37-ish to
Mm,
like 43-ish. I think I stopped right after I turned 43, not long after I turned 43. I have to like do the math because I know I was out of it for 2 years
mm.
before I met my ex. Oh, I gotta sneeze. I gotta sneeze.
Do it.
But
Do the
no,
sneeze.
I'm like looking at the light. I'm looking at the light. It's not working. It's gone. It's gone. It's
There we
gone.
go.
So no, but when I was a hooker, so I was a hooker for 5 years,
Yeah.
and everything, everything back then I thought of in terms of blowjobs.
Ah.
It was a blowjob economy. I was like, oh, that's like how much because I know people crack up, and to me it was like normal. I was like, how much is my electric bill? Oh, one blowjob. How much is that trip to Victoria's Secret? Oh, two blowjobs. That was a two blowjob trip.
I,
Like that trip to Victoria's Secret was $600. That was two blowjobs. Like that was
you could you could just do, how many watts is that? That's 2 BJY.
right, right. And so everything I thought of everything in blowjobs, but God bless the amount of money that I spent at Victoria's Secret. I at one point had to go and buy a dresser just to put all of that stuff in. It was just like just a dresser of just bras and panties. Like I bought so much. I've given away so much of it. Like given away, like I'm like I don't care. I don't want it anymore. And then I gave away stuff that still had tags on it. Like I still have clothes that have tags on them because back then I was like 20 pounds heavier, and so
Right.
I was very big into motivational clothing.
Mm.
I'll never see this again, so I should definitely buy this because it's motivation to get me to lose weight, to lose this
Yeah.
20 pounds. It never worked. And so yeah, I'm still pulling clothes out of my closet that have tags on them. I still have shoes that I've never worn.
Yeah.
I have like fancy boots and things. Like I have really nice cowboy boots. But yeah,
Cha-ching,
it's stupid shit.
cha-ching.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I have a hat. I have a hat from Texas Hatters. And Oh, you've heard of them.
No, I'm just a Texas. I mean, Texas Hatters. It's like a cowboy hat waiting to happen.
Yes, Texas Hatters is where you go and they make the hat custom to fit your head,
Oh.
and they shape it so that it fits your face just right. And then they put your name in it. Like it says there's a leather label on the inside that says this hat is made for Jennifer Stanfield, you know? So yeah, it's $700 hat. Yeah. I have this really unique piece that I bought in New Orleans because I had a client take me to New Orleans.
Oh.
And yeah, and he had stuff to do, so he was like, you know, oh, you might want to go shopping out here and here and here, you know. And so yeah, let's go shopping, you
Yeah.
know. So I took myself around New Orleans and I bought this you know how they have the face masks and everything.
Yeah.
I bought this thing that's made by the one of the women that creates the outfits for Cirque du Soleil.
Ooh.
So I have a feathered thing that like frames my face just right and has feathers coming up out of it, and I spent
Mm.
probably $200. Have I ever worn it to a party? No. It's just sitting
No.
in a box. Just stuff. Just stuff. Like I bought so much stuff. And I look around and I'm like, and I'm surrounded by all of this stuff.
So I have a question. So don't.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it won't be too much in that. But the question
No.
was, so the hat. How many BJs was that?
The hat, yeah, that was 2.5 blowjobs. So, yeah, that was 2.5 blowjobs.
I like this is at a certain point. This is the description of what our economy. Either you're giving a metaphorical one or a physical one.
That's what people don't get. People don't understand that we're all whores. We're all
I
whores for the money. It's just what are we willing to do for the money?
oh
And
yeah.
I think that prostitutes are just the most honest about it. They're like, yeah, okay, you know.
Oh well, not with everything though. I'm pretty sure there are some secrets they keep. This time on Secrets of a Hooker.
Secrets of a Hooker, when she tells you that, no, I swear you're the only person I've seen today.
Lies! That's a lie! That's a lie!
And you have them stacked.
She has them stacked and she's getting stacks.
Yeah, so you stack them if you do it. I was a very, very professional hooker. When I did it, I was I treated it like a business. Like
Yeah.
I was always on time, and that's why I had repeat business all the time, and that's why my clients loved me, is because do you know dudes schedule sex? People schedule sex. It just blows my mind. What are you doing Tuesday at noon? You know, like, oh, okay. It fucking blows my mind that men schedule sex, you know,
What?
and it still blows
It,
my mind that
it,
it's not just, hey, are you available right now because I'm fucking horny?
hmm,
You know, it's like, hey, are you around on Saturday at 2 p.m. for 2 hours?
right.
Yes, I am. You know, like, and you're putting in, I had a whole schedule, I had a whole calendar, and, you know, you'd always leave. And here's the fun part about hookers, about me anyway. And I had a bunch of women that, you know, because I'll go into that in a minute, but remind me to tell you about Hooker Church, okay?
Oh goodness.
So, but I scheduled it. I had a system, you know. People were scheduled 30 minutes apart because you'd get one person out the door, then you got to change the sheets. So you had 3 sets of sheets. One sheet was in the washer, one set was in the dryer, and one set was on the bed.
Yeah.
And you just rotate them. So you're always putting clean sheets on the bed because nobody wants to. Why is that wet?
That's what I say when I.
That, right?
That's what I.
So you'd rotate the sheets, and so somebody would get out the door, you'd pull the sheets, throw them in the wash, grab the new
Mm.
sheets, make the bed really quick, then you'd hop in and take a whore bath. You'd fill
Yeah.
up the tub with like this much water to kind of wash everybody's
Yeah.
smell off of you,
Yeah.
and wash the condom smell off of you, because it
Yeah.
wasn't so much, it was never like you didn't ever, because I was very strict about condoms, so it was never like there was ever any like stuff left
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
anywhere. Like that was all in a condom and gone. But you could always, the condom smell. You can always smell when you've had sex with a condom. Like as a woman, you can smell it. And so you'd wash up, clean up, fix your makeup in case anything was messed up, and then you like mentally prepare yourself for the next person coming in. And you always left 30 minutes because you don't want anybody doing the crosswalk. You don't want
Yeah.
anybody passing by somebody else to say, hey, what's up? You know,
Yeah.
as one guy's leaving and the next guy's coming in. But there are women that would not schedule it. They would schedule them close together. I talked to clients where they're like, yeah, I waited in the parking lot for 2 hours before I got to see her. And I'm like, but it's usually the cat threw
Oh.
up on him. That's funny. So, but with mine, it was like, no, I never made anybody wait. The most I was ever late was like maybe 5 minutes. Like I prided myself on always being on time,
Yeah.
and I treated it like a business. I responded to messages right away. I didn't make anybody wait, that sort of thing. And hooker church is something that I had started on Sundays. We just called it hooker church, and it was just brunch with, you know, different women that were all escorts.
Right.
And from all different walks of life, and from all different, and so we could learn from each other, because
Yeah.
it's not like
How she worked. It's
how she
just.
worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like I was never the one that was like, oh, that's my client, you can't have him. I'm like,
Right.
no, there are always more. There are
Yeah.
always going to be more. There's never, you can't steal anyone's client. The only way you can steal a client is if you're better than them in all of these other little things. And that's how
Yeah.
you used to steal clients. And then it wasn't intentional. It was
Uh.
just how it happened, because they got tired of waiting around.
Mm.
If they have an appointment at 2 o'clock, they want to see you at 2 o'clock because they've been waiting for it all fucking day. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I just never, I never made people wait. I thought it was rude, and I don't like to wait on anyone. I don't like to fucking wait at the doctor's office. Why do they tell you to be there at 2 o'clock if they're not actually going to see you until 2:30? That's fucking stupid. Everyone's time is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's time is valuable. And so, yeah, so I started a hooker church as something to do on Sundays, because Sundays were generally quiet days. Like
Yeah.
you really didn't have a whole lot of clients on Sundays. Like it just
Interesting.
unless they were like, at most you would usually, if you worked on Sunday, it was usually Sunday evening, because it was someone new that was going to be in town for the week on business, and they came in on Sunday night, and
Mm.
they're available, and they're like, oh, Claire's available.
Mm.
So yeah.
That's right.
um
But
it was just a thing. And so it was just like, it wasn't church in any kind of sense, because at that time I was very agnostic.
Yeah.
But it was just a sense of camaraderie, because it is a very lonely business. When you're in it, you feel like you can't talk to anybody about it.
Yeah.
You're trying to hide it from everyone.
Right.
You're trying to make sure that your kids don't ever find out. You're trying to, and I told my kids when they were teenagers. I finally, like, after I'd been out of it for years, like, I
Yeah.
finally told the kids, because my daughter said to me, she goes, I used to think that, what if my mom is like some high-end, escort, blah blah blah. Like, she legit thought that. An upstanding hooker. There's no such thing but a fuck. I tried. An upstanding hooker. But no, there's like, you didn't have anyone to really talk to. And so when we had hooker church, we could get together, we could sit at brunch outside, usually sitting at a big table at a restaurant outside, away from everyone, and like just being able to talk about clients that we each, that we all knew, or talk about, the boards. The
Yeah.
boards were always a big thing, because as with anything, there are websites.
Yeah, of course
There
there
are
are.
websites, yes. And then I was known as one of the biggest shit talkers on there.
Wow.
And the more I shit talk people, the more clients I'd have. Like, I just didn't give a fuck. I'm like, no, if you don't want to see me, fine, fuck you. I don't care. Go fuck yourself.
Right.
Like, oh, well, you guys are just here for us. Really? You think that's how this is? Like, I just used to fucking shit talk everyone, and the more I shit talk, the more business I would get. And so I think that's why I think I missed part of that because I truly enjoyed talking to people and bullshitting with people and
Mm.
just all of that. And that's what I've brought to X is like I've brought that part of me to X to where I just don't give a fuck. Go ahead, say whatever the fuck you're gonna say. Nothing Nothing you can say to me
Uh,
is anything worse than anything I've already told myself
yeah,
50,000. You do not want to hear the dark fucking thoughts I have had about myself. Like, and you
right.
really, I'm sorry. You think you can say some shit to me and make me cry? That's
Mm.
cute. That's cute. And so, but Hooker Church was a way to get all of the women together and to sit there and complain about people or to talk or to,
Yeah.
to give to give advice to everyone, and so
Mm.
a lot of them that are coming in are younger than you, they're
Yeah.
10, 20 years younger than you, and you're sort of like, if you use washcloths and not fucking baby wipes, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
If you leave a towel for them, if you say, and then like there was always this thing, well, I don't ever they never want to leave, I can't get them out the door, and I have more appointments coming in, like how do I get them to leave? And I said, I will tell you all what someone older told me when I first started and had the same problem is that men are like puppies. if, if you get up off the bed and start getting dressed, he'll get up off the bed and start getting dressed. If you start walking toward the door, he'll follow you. If you put your hand on the door, he's just still talking. And if you want him to shut up and leave, all you got to do is open the door. Because as soon as you open the door, someone might hear me,
Yep.
and they shut up and walk out. And so you had to control the appointment. Because it's funny, because when I first started, because I'm easy to talk to,
Yeah, of
and
course.
people were like, but I don't, they didn't want to leave.
Right.
So yeah, so I gave it a lot of advice, and I had a lot of women like, you should be a madam, you should like, and I'm like, no, because that's trafficking charges.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And my dumb ass would do something stupid to get fucking caught. Like, I'm just so fucking lucky that I've never been arrested.
Yeah.
Never been arrested.
Yeah.
Never been in trouble for it. Never, but I legit had a reputation for being just bitchy on the
Mm.
boards. I was sitting at dinner. I was having dinner at the bar because it was my favorite thing. Is I used to sit at the bar at this one restaurant whenever I didn't have the kids, because by then I had 50-50 custody between my ex and I.
Right.
And the whole reason that I started is because I didn't want to work 3 jobs and never see my children.
Right.
So like it could work. Waffles. Yes, I know which one's barking based on the bark. um and so no, like I used to sit at this restaurant and have dinner, because I treated myself.
Mhm.
I'm like, to drop $100 on dinner every night was not a big deal. When you're making $300 an hour for, usually something that only really lasts about 5 minutes. You,
That's the quickest turnaround you'll ever get right there. Goodness sake.
right? I used to make $5 a minute, for my time.
Jeez.
$5 a minute. $300 an hour, $5 a minute. I made as much as lawyers without the law degree. But
And
I was sitting there, I was sitting at the bar one night, and there was just one other guy sitting there, and we just start talking, because it's me and that's what I fucking do, is just talk
yeah,
to
yeah,
people.
yeah.
And he's like, and he let it slip somehow that he was in the hobby, right? And so if you ever
Oh.
hear of someone talking about the hobby, or they're a hobbyist, or they're talking about providers, they're talking about sex work. Okay. So
Ah.
a hobby, the hobby
Yeah.
is sex work.
Uh-huh.
A hobbyist is anyone who pays for sex. A provider is anyone who provides sex for a service. And so no, he had let it slip somehow, and I'd picked up on it, and I was like, "Oh, you hobby," And he's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, yep, I'm on the boards. And then he goes, and he goes, what's your name? Like asking what my work name was. And I was like, I'm Claire, she blows, which is what it was really hard to say with a straight face for the longest time. But I'm telling you, it's a friend that came up with it. And I'm like, I can't fucking say that out
Nope.
loud. Like, it was years before I could say it out loud. But no, I was Claire, she blows. Um, Waffles! And so he was like, you're Claire? He goes, you're way too nice to be Claire.
Yeah.
He goes, you're so much nicer in person. I was like, I know. People freak out when they meet me.
Yeah.
Because I had such a reputation for being such a bitch on the boards. But I just thought it was funny. And then I had quite the reputation in Texas. Like,
Yeah.
I was sort of known all over Texas. And I had one of my clients went to Houston and he saw someone there, but he wasn't talking to me at the time. We weren't on speaking terms for whatever, because he was fucking stupid. I don't know.
Right.
And he goes, I can't get away from you. He goes, I go all the way to Houston. And I mentioned something about Claire, and the girl that he was seeing, the woman, not girls, the woman that he was seeing goes, oh, you know Claire?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I have a reputation. I'm notorious. Yay.
More money, more money.
More money. But yeah, no. So no, it was an interesting life. I don't necessarily regret it. I regret letting my boundaries down in some instances and doing shit that I wish I wouldn't have done, but I would talk about it. I won't hide it from anyone. And there's just, but it provided for me. It was better than being on my feet all day. So I got to take my kid when we had week on, week off custody. I took my kids to school. I went and picked them up, which was 30 miles away from where I lived. Yeah, so I was driving a lot, but I would, get the kids ready in the morning, take them to school, drive all the way the fuck back, which was so stupid. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I should have done that in reverse. But I was so afraid of being in a small town and everyone will know.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure what my ex-husband, like, if he had told anyone, when you're in hiding. And now I'm like, yeah, now I just don't care. But back then I thought, no, I need to live in Austin. I can't live in Marble Falls, and so the kids went to school in Marble Falls. And so I would drive, take them to school and come back and then see clients for a few hours and then drive back and go get them. And then I could go to the store. I could make them homemade food. We could go to the movies. I could afford to do anything for them that I wanted without having to struggle.
Yeah.
And, anytime you struggled, you're just like, you're just making sure that you're, making more appointments.
Yeah.
Bacon, I'm watching you.
Well, and that kind of leads into this, because Johnny Quest had a question, and that probably leads into, like, what made you start? What made you stop?
So what made me start is that I knew divorce was inevitable. And there's a whole story. If you go under my highlights tab and you search, and you can just go to my page and search, go to my ex profile and search. If you search for Hookerville,
yeah,
it will tell you how I got started. And it was basically, we had lived in Germany, and I had been to the red light district. Yeah. So when I was, because my ex-husband was military, and I was military way back when.
What branch?
I was in the Army. So yeah.
Wow.
I was in the Army. He was in the Army. He retired. I did not last very long at all.
Oh.
But he retired. And so no, we were stationed over in Germany, and while we were in Germany, I became a blogger, and then I met people. You meet people when you blog. And I met someone that was in Amsterdam, and she was American living in Amsterdam. And so I went up and saw her, because it was like a 6-hour drive, So I'd been to Amsterdam. I'd seen the red light district, and I don't know why, but to me, it was always sort of a fantasy. Like, that'd be so cool to actually, like, be paid for sex, like, because people tell you you're good in bed, but you're like, yeah, you say that to anybody. You're fucking, like, it's just silly, but. And so I thought so it was always kind of like that fantasy in the back of my mind. And then when I was, the short version of it, when my ex he was still over in Kuwait. Our son was
Okay.
born in Kuwait.
Oh,
But
wow.
we were over here. Yeah, he has a birth certificate that's completely in Arabic. We did
Yeah.
IVF over there, which is way fucking cheaper than it is over here, let me tell you.
Right.
Way cheaper. We did IVF over there, and he has a birth certificate that's completely in Arabic, and then he has a U.S. consulate birth certificate that says
Okay.
he's, an American citizen born to American parents on foreign soil. So he could
Right.
be president someday if he wanted to be, but we'll see. Um,
I'm hoping for
but
you, son.
so I'd seen all that, and so he was still in Kuwait. He was still a contractor over there. He was still working over there, and I
Uh,
was over here with the kids, feeling like a single mom on really good welfare.
mm,
And I knew he had already had an affair with a woman he worked with, and so an
oh,
American woman he worked with, and I had had an affair because he had prostate cancer way back when and couldn't
oh
get it up,
no.
and that's a whole other long story.
Oh,
And so I used to love to scroll Craigslist back then. This is 2012. This is 2011. This is the end of 2011. This is December of 2011, and I'm scrolling Craigslist.
mm.
The what are they called? The
The missing connection or whatever.
the one or the other, casual encounters.
Casual
Casual
encounters. There we go.
encounters, yes. And so it was just dick pics. You just scroll and you see dick pics, and it fascinated me that men are willing to just snap a picture of their junk and just put it online and be like,
Uh,
who wants to fuck this? That's not how women work. That's not. Dudes, sending dick pics does not work. I have never, and I've seen 1,000 dicks.
yeah.
I have never in my life looked at a dick pic and thought, "Oh, I gotta fuck that." Like, no, that's not how women work. That's not how they work. Women go, "I need to know the rest of what's going on, and then if I'm interested in the rest of it, okay, let me see what you got."
Yeah.
You know, like that's how women work. They don't. You can't start with a fucking dick pic. You can't. But I just used to love reading the casual encounters. Because I was a lonely woman sitting there going, "Huh, yeah." But the one, it was a couple of nights before my birthday,
Uh huh.
and I was a little drunk because that was when I was on my White Russian kick. Man, I was on that kick for a long time.
Wow.
Fucking loved White Russians. I don't really drink anymore.
Right.
But I was a little drunk, and this guy had said, it was right before my birthday, and my birthday's a week before Christmas, and so it was like, he's posting like, "Hey, if you need money for Christmas, help me and I'll help you."
Yeah.
And I thought, huh, that's that's interesting, and I was drunk, you
Yeah.
know, and so I replied.
uh.
I replied to him, and then I promptly passed the fuck out.
Right.
Right? I replied to this dude, and I passed out, and the next morning I woke up and went, oh fuck, what did I do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, he actually replied, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, fuck it, he's not, I don't know if he's coming back, I don't know what the fuck's going on. He wasn't coming home for Christmas again. He was missing my birthday for the
Uh.
third year in a row. He was missing Christmas, because everybody else was going on Christmas and he couldn't leave.
Yeah.
And so I sat there and I messaged back and forth with this guy, and it was January 2nd of 2012 when I went and saw him.
Hmm.
And I met him downtown at a bar, and he walked in and he was tall and handsome, and I was like, huh, okay. And we sat there and talked for a long time, and then went back to his place, and he lived in a fucking loft in downtown Austin,
Wow.
driving a Lexus that I had never seen before, and I'm kind of a car person, I
Hmm.
appreciate nice cars. And so and we had sex, and then, he was like, "Yeah, I left you something in your purse," and then I got home, and here's $200 in my purse, and I was like, "Holy shit, that was fucking amazing." And I
Hmm.
got paid for that.
Yeah.
And then I thought, this is how I'm going to get divorced, and this is how I'm going to provide for myself and the
Yeah.
kids. This is how I'm going to do it. And so that was how I got started. The second guy, I explained in the whole Hookerville thing. The second guy I chickened out on. I still feel bad to this day. That poor dude was just nervous. I was
Yeah.
nervous. He was nervous, and I was just like, I couldn't do it. And then the third dude that I saw, old ass, ugly ass man, and his toenails
Oh
I'll never
no.
forget how disgusting his toes looked. Like,
Oh
oh.
no.
And he's like, "Would you like a scotch?" I'm like, "Yeah, make it a double.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna need this to get through this." And I got through it. While he was telling me,
Uh.
while guys, no,
Mama's
make it.
busy.
While this guy's insulting me, telling me how he's found cheaper women for, that were prettier than I was for
Mm-hmm.
less. And I was like, just fucking do it. You just fucking, I was in my
Yeah.
head. I'm like, oh, you can fucking do this. You just gonna fucking have to do this. And I pushed my way through it and thought, because I had never in my life had sex with someone willingly that I didn't want to have sex with, and I'm like, ugh,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah. I asked
Wow.
a male friend of mine, I was like, "Have you ever had sex with a woman that you weren't attracted to?" He was like, "Oh, fuck no." I'm like, "Yeah, you could never be a hooker."
Yeah.
But I had one hooker friend that I knew, Miss Valentina. Miss Valentina, she's a few years older than me. She's so sophisticated and world traveled, and she'd been everywhere, and she was very fucking smart.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, she goes, "No, girl, I look through the peephole, and if they're ugly, nope, I don't answer that fucking door." I'm like, "Oh my god, that's terrible." I could never fucking do that to someone. I'm too nice. I'm too nice. I'm
Yeah.
way too nice. But yeah, there are a lot of experiences. But how I stopped um was in the summer of 2017, right after, like 2 days after Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
My An estranged aunt reached out to me and said, "Your dad died," because I hadn't talked to my dad in 13 years, 17 years,
Wow.
something like that. I hadn't talked to him in forever. I think it was like 13 years. Hadn't talked to him in forever, and I ended up inheriting like $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
And that was enough, because by the time that all of that happened, and then one of my clients offered me a job
Mm-hmm.
and said, "I need an assistant. I need someone to schedule shit for me. You're clearly very good at scheduling things."
Yeah.
And so I took a job working for him. So I was working for him, and I was still being a whore on the side,
Mm-hmm.
like I was. And I'd only been working for him for like a month and a half when the money finally came through, because it was like Father's Day of June 2017, and I didn't get that money until April of 2018. And so I was still a hooker the whole time. I was
Mm-hmm.
still into a sexual. Yeah, he had higher standards. He was just like, yeah, no. I think they would. He's also someone that told me that all lesbians are bisexual. It's just a matter of how much alcohol they have in them.
Whoa.
You
Oh,
went there.
goodness.
Yeah, so no. But that's how eventually I said, I was seeing a therapist at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "No," because I said, "Well, what if I just, put this money off to the side and I just keep doing it?" She goes, "No, you've been complaining about this job. You've been complaining about being a hooker this whole time. Like, you have to stop. It's so hard. Do you know how hard it is to let go of that kind of money?
That's hard.
Like, it's hard. Even when you have $100,000 in the bank, you're still like, ugh, and I think that's why I put on weight, because that was so I was already 20 pounds overweight. Like, back then I was 180, so I was just like a little fluffy, like
Yeah.
I had a little bit of extra padding everywhere, but I didn't fit into my skinny clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and I grew up in the 80s and 90s when we had Kate Moss, and being super skinny was in, and I think that just really always affected me, and I always
Aw.
wanted to be thin. Dave. Always wanted to be, because I naturally, like at 20, I was naturally very, very thin. And so I was just trying to get back to that. But so I was already 180. And then I just started putting on weight. I just put on weight and put on weight and put on weight. I had left the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
I still, to this day, I left March 26th, 2018, I think is my like retirement date. My Gmail settings are still on vacation mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you email Claire She Blows, like, you'll still get a vacation response. And do you know that every so often I go and check my email, and even after all this time, I will still sometimes see a random email from someone, "Are you ever coming back?"
Yeah.
Like, nope, nope, nope. But I put on 45 pounds. I put on 45 pounds. I was
Wow.
225. I was 225 by the end of 2019, so a little over a year and a half. And I put on a lot of weight. I ate a whole lot of ice cream, but I think I was just like protecting myself so that I would never
Yeah.
go back, because
Yeah.
you look at it like, because I had left before. I had left for a year and then gone back. I left. I'd been in the job for 3.5 years.
Drop
Are you
something.
doing okay up there?
I dropped something. 180 is more than fluffy. Oh, goodness.
180 is more, but I'm 5'10". I'm very tall.
Ooh,
People
very
don't.
tall.
I'm tall, and people would have never guessed, because people. Here's the other funny thing about the hobby and being on the boards is they write reviews. There are 300 plus reviews of my sexual performance that you could probably still find if you looked, and no one ever clocked me at being overweight. No one ever said, no one would have ever guessed that I was 180. I
Yeah.
had dudes legit write, "Oh, she's 140." I was like, ha ha ha, when I was 20. No, dude, like, men don't have a sense of how big a woman is. And for 180, yeah, if you're 5'2", 180 is fucking big. But when you're 5'10", no one notices that you're 180, right? And so by then I was 225 by the end of 2019, and that's when I started fasting. I started intermittent fasting. But
Oh, yeah.
the thing about the hobby is that you always feel like it's kind of like a safety net. Like, if you're out of money, you can always go back.
Yeah.
If you need to make the mortgage, you can always go back.
Yeah.
And I think I was trying to protect myself from ever going back, because I had left for a year.
Yeah.
I had left for a year, and then when I had to go back, I made about 50 grand in 3 months.
That's
And so
crazy.
that thought is always in my head.
The money's
That
easier. The money's
that thought,
easier, yeah.
yes, but it's not easy. It's easy, but it's not. It's
It
easy.
takes.
It takes from you. It steals a part of your soul. And it was like, it was such a dichotomy, because I was so proud of the reputation and the business that I had, and how, I had this whatever, but in the inside I fucking hated myself,
Yeah.
and so, but I always had that, like, hey, you could go back and go make a whole bunch of money and just work for 3 months and then just be done, and just pay off the house, is what that thought that I always had in my head. Yes, it does. Easy money comes with the bruising of your conscience. Absolutely. And so I just said, no, I can't go back to it. And even now, like, I'm 6 months behind on my mortgage, and I'm like, yeah, I could always, yep. But I'm like, nope. I can't fucking go back. And so,
Yeah.
even though I look better now than I did then,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't go back. I can't fucking do it. Even though I know, especially with inflation, I'd probably make 6 figures in 6 months if I went back.
Yeah. Don't talk about inflation when you're up at over 200 pounds though. So you want to be careful about it.
Yeah, well, not now.
Right, I know.
So in 2019, the day after Christmas of 2019, I was so tired of being fat.
Yeah.
That I started intermittent fasting, and I lost and lost and lost until I got down, and now I'm like 160, so I'm where I want to be, but I'm about to fast again, so I'll drop down to like 150, 148, where I'll get skeletal, and people will be like, you need to eat something. Okay, but my body is doing what it's supposed to be doing right now. It's fasting.
Yeah.
It's fasting.
Inside.
So yeah, I try to. I think now I try to get other women to understand, like, how much it really fucking harms you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about getting any diseases or anything, which I'd never got, and I never gave anyone anything, which was funny, because no one, like, I completely lied to everyone back in the day, and because I've had herpes since I was like in my early 20s,
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, but most people don't understand about it. Most people don't know what it's all about. Most people don't understand it. They just, oh, that's gross. They don't understand how it works in your body, and they don't understand that, and I was always ridiculously fucking careful, and made sure that I never gave it to anyone, and no one would ever know that I ever had it, so
until now.
and you couldn't talk about it back then, because if you talked about it, you were blacklisted.
Oh,
Like if
leper.
anybody would have found out that I
Yeah.
had it, I would have been blacklisted. And
Yeah.
so no, that was the one thing that I had to keep a secret. And I even had a boyfriend that as we were breaking up, like he was like, "Are you sure, if I go and get tested, is anything going to come up?" And I'm like, "No, nothing's going to come up, because I've never put you at risk, is in my head. I'm like, "No. No, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine."
You good?
No,
No,
because
you're
I
good.
knew that if I told him the truth, he would have fucking told everyone and I would have
Mm-hmm.
been blacklisted,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah,
It's
it was fun.
crazy.
Good
But
times, good
but
times.
yes, that certainly is a life of plenty, but it's a little past the top of the hour. But what happens is that I set aside some time for me and my guests to yeah, I saw that from Kismet. Yeah, that's funny.
The only
There's
diet I can afford, yes.
Yeah, pretty
Yes.
much. So what happens is I set aside time for me and my guests to promote our stuff. I know you didn't have your X stuff, but I did find your YouTube thing. I couldn't find your Rumble one because I know you did a Rumble one, but I could never find that. So
I'm trying to get my Rumble thing changed. Because it's like they haven't changed my username from when like I first signed up, and I'm trying to get it switched to Texas breakfast. And so that's why. And I posted a video like 2 years ago of making Rice Krispie treats on there. Really,
yeah,
really terrible video that I just sort of threw together. Um,
still food.
yeah,
So people love that.
yeah.
But let's see. So I do have. Oh no, that's the wrong one.
I
There
will
we
be
go.
selling honey though soon.
There you go. Hey, that's a good thing. But
I
there
j-
is your Twitter X link. That's the one. I know you.
yes.
I'll have to add your YouTube one later.
Right now I'm shadow banned, so that's fun.
On YouTube?
Yeah, no, not on YouTube, but on X, I'm shadow banned.
Oh
So people
wow.
can't find me right now. I've had a bunch of followers like, "Hey, do you know that I can't find you? I haven't seen
Hmm.
your stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
I've seen my views just fucking tank. I know.
From too much control, and you
I know.
lose. Yeah, you
I know.
lose.
I
So,
know.
but
So
you already know you know how to sell yourself, but we're gonna do
I
this in the non-other way. All right, do this in the way you know how to do it, girl. Show me what you got.
I do. No, my stream, I said back in February of last year, I said I just want to bake all day and shit post on Twitter and get paid for it. That's what I said a year ago. And I'm finally starting to get paid for it. Not enough, but I'm finally starting to get paid for it, which is pretty fucking amazing considering that I only really started a year ago to like really try to like push, to like be on there all the time and to make it a thing. But I went through one of the worst breakups in my life a
Mm,
year and a half ago, and Twitter has been my saving grace.
mm,
So being on Twitter has kept me alive.
mm,
And then slowly I have come to God, and now I'm doing Bible study all the fucking time, which I'm still it's still fun, like posting spicy pics, but then doing Bible study.
mm.
But, like, I need to find a husband, so I'm gonna keep posting the spicy pics because I need to find a husband, you know? But I also really love Jesus, so here we are, and I have really unique takes on the shit because 'cause I've never read the Bible before.
Mhm.
Until this past year, I'd never read the Bible,
Right.
and now I'm, like, every day reading it. So and now I'm
There you
like,
go.
I don't think I believe half the shit I read in the Old Testament. I think whatever the fuck they were worshiping wasn't God. But yeah, that's just me. So,
Mm,
but that's if you tune in late night. So I do Coffee with Christ, Bible study live streams in the morning, and I read the New Testament,
mhm,
um, and which I'm a little more familiar with now because I've read it so many times. And then at late night, if I stay awake for it, I sometimes I pass out because I'm exhausted because I do a lot of shit all day. I do my tiling projects.
yeah.
I'm fixing to start doing as soon as this one is completely done. I'm gonna start on the next bathroom. What? Shh. So I'm gonna start on the next bathroom. I have lots of tiling. I never thought that I would be a tiler, but here we are.
Yeah,
Like I legit have fun with it,
yeah.
and it's I think it's interesting, and I love staring at my floor and my wall. So yeah.
Crazy person 101.
How
But no.
often do your streams go? Do you have anywhere that you have to be? Because I don't have anywhere I gotta be.
No, I usually go. I at least for around 2 hours, but
Okay.
because I have to
Just
be
checking.
at work in the morning, so I'm a
Oh,
full
gotcha,
timer.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't rely on this for sustenance because I barely make anything for it from it. So there's that.
Well, what you think about, you bring about. So if you keep thinking, I don't make anything of this, you're not going to make anything of
Well,
it.
I
But
mean,
if you
there's
think,
other stuff to it too. There's the getting to meet people like yourself out of it. So there's
yes,
the riches in
yeah,
that as well. I mean, I've talked to over
there's
300 various people, creator or
that's
not. So
amazing.
yeah,
That's amazing. I
some
wish
have
I
few
go
have
ahead.
blocked me though. Few have blocked me though. I don't know why. But anyway, you know what? It's just they were former guests too, and I'm like, why? But no answer
I
yet.
have someone that I brought on. I brought to my house and we did a podcast
Yeah,
and I have since blocked him because he
he
just
hounds you.
he
Yeah, no.
just yeah, just the weird shit that he says. I'm like, you know what? Nope, I'm done. I can't.
Yeah,
Nope.
I
Yeah.
sniffed. It's like that song from what is it? Not Usher, but Andre 3000. No, Outcast. You know where they
Mm-hmm.
sing the song where your roses smell like crap or something like that. Caroline or something like that. I can't remember the song.
I
Oh,
gotta know about all the post-it notes on the wall.
we'll get there. We'll get there. But first, we gotta get through
Okay.
the promotional
Okay.
stuff first. So that's
Okay.
again, that's her Twitter X. Again, I will try to add her YouTube one later because I do believe in being multi-platforming. And obviously, since
You
you
have
do
a YouTube.
yeah, and
Yeah.
since you do cooking and stuff, I mean, that's a great way for people to get to know you. And you can talk about your stories and stuff if you want to. You can always
Yeah.
just stick with your cooking. But
Well,
regardless, I'll go ahead.
there's all sorts of different live streams that I do. Like I do the Bible study live streams,
Yeah,
I do the tiling live streams, the
yeah,
DIY live streams, I do the kitchen live streams, and then
mm,
sometimes I'll do the dogs, like when I'm trimming dogs' nails.
yeah,
I'll live stream that. Like I've been trying to basically live stream my life without having the camera on 24/7.
yeah. There you go.
So
We'll
yeah.
call it the
Yeah.
Jens Jamboree right there. Jens Jamboree.
Yes.
That's how good.
Yes.
That's how good I am. But anyway, for my for my
Right.
end of things, for my don't worry about it. For my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or YouTube side, doesn't matter which channel you're on, because I stream to both. I'm not a one person platform place, whatever you want to call it. But if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment
Like
or
and
follow.
subscribe.
Well, I don't. I know YouTube is sort of like to share, like, and subscribe. I try to do something different because you've already heard the mantra enough, and all that silliness. But I need help with the engagement factor because that's what it basically is. On either end is much appreciated because not only does it help in being seen more, like all content creators want to be, and
Yes.
they do to some degree. Listen, we've talked to a lady who knows human psychology a bit pretty well, so let's
I
just
have
give
a degree. I can
let's
show you. It's right there. It's on the wall.
I believe you. Don't torture me. But
That's what made me a good hooker is because my fucking degree in psychology, like just talking to people.
oh yeah.
Just
Oh,
talking to people. Like, how long have you been in the hobby? When did you start hobby? And that was the one thing, not famous thing, the one thing that I asked every single client. When did you start? When did you start? How long did you go without sex before you started in the hobby?
I don't want that question. I don't want the
A year. Everybody,
question.
every married man said it had been a year without sex with their wife because you figure
Wow.
95% of my clients were married and they would all say, oh, it was about a year and I just couldn't
Yeah.
take it anymore, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah,
That's
can you imagine being married and not having sex with someone for a year? And I'm like, that's fucking terrible. So that's part of
it's
what I try to do on X is like educate women like, hey, this is your problem. I
yeah.
think we like to blame men and say, "Oh, it's men," and they're just no. Men need more sex than women do. It's a legit fucking fact. Oh, they need to control their urges. No, they're fucking men. That's what men do. That's what men think about. Women don't think about it that often, and so part of what I do is just to try to educate women. Like, hey,
Right.
he's thinking about it way more than you are.
Well,
Way more.
there are some women who are considered more high libido, right? Like they have a higher libido. Okay, but they are usually called, like, the term is
Escorts.
nympho. Well, that too, but nympho as well.
No.
Um,
And that's the funny thing is that I never enjoyed sex with my clients. I never enjoyed sex. The only time I ever had an orgasm with clients is when I had a hate-gasm because what he was doing was so terrible that I was so angry and I wanted to murder him that my body said, "No, have an orgasm instead because you don't look good in orange." So,
Jeez.
yeah. I hate gasm. Otherwise, it was fake, 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 fake. You know,
So it is.
no one ever knew it was fake until I told them years later. I was like, oh yeah, no, sorry, that was not real.
But it goes to show you how much people are willing to be satisfied by falsity rather than truth.
Yeah, people
Scary,
want to
isn't it?
believe what they want to believe.
That's
You
right.
know?
That's
Yeah.
what they said in X-Files right there. But anyway, the other part is I have that's my link right there. Of course, you could find my Twitter X. You could find my email in there. I do have a link to Discord, but it's just for DMing. I don't have a server. I only have so much mental bandwidth, and I'm not gonna waste it on trying to do that. I've already tried to do a community thing on Twitter X, and it didn't go the way I wish it went, but life is
It
as it
doesn't
is.
suck. The communities, like they have all the best intentions, but then they
Well,
just kind of fizzle out. You know, you're
yeah,
like,
I
unless you
mean,
remember to post in there all the time.
yeah,
Like a
well,
lot of them.
it's an activity thing, and like for me, I was trying to do a thing where I was trying to create a hub where people could come that I had on my show, DaraChat, and they could
Mm-hmm.
crisscross with each other and just like, oh, you've been on that show, hey, so I can trust that you're not some scammer or whatever, that sort of thing,
Right.
and just be a crisscross of just interpersonal relationship of like just being people, but it didn't work out that way, and it's just like I'm not gonna blame people for it. It's just people are so used to activity, 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 activity in a Discord, and I'm like, I just can't do this. I mean, I like getting to talk to people, don't get me wrong, but when I have to make up games, when I have to do certain actions or whatever, at a certain point it's more work, and I'm just here to do this thing that is unlimited. This is
Mm-hmm.
limitless, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
getting people to say yes. But anyway, moving on, so I don't want to take too much, but this here, there we go. So I am part of Proton's partner program. Yes, I know it's a promotional thing, but I do it
That's
because.
okay.
But so what happens is a Proton is a privacy thing. If you go to that link, you'll see about Proton Mail, Proton VPN, and a bunch of other things. And they're very privacy oriented. And again, we're on the internet, so nothing's 100%. So be mindful of that. But they do a pretty good job. Yeah, I mean, look, you already have the OnlyFans stuff being leaked out there in the wild, so it's not private
Right.
at all.
That's why I was like, I can't. If I was to do an only, I legit have thought about doing OnlyFans before. Only if I could make it educational. You know, if I could be like,
Believe
hey,
it.
this is how you do it. This is how you give the world's most amazing blowjob. This is how you go down on a woman and make her come in 5 minutes instead of 30. You know, like this is how you do these things.
This is
So
this is all from Jen's Jamboree. We're gonna be seeing.
no. That's all Claire stuff.
Yeah. Claire's cleaning tips. No, but anyway, that's. But anyway, I'm.
Don't choke.
I'm not.
Don't choke.
I'm okay. I'm okay. But anyway, I am part of the partner program. I've been since like early last year, and I just promote it for the benefit of others, not for myself, because I can get paid off it. But it's more of just like I use it on a daily basis, and so trying to give that experience of my use and all that stuff. Because I really. I know that what I do is not the money maker, but I see an importance to it because of getting to talk to people who are creators and who aren't creators, because I didn't really see a lot of creators do that. And so I was like,
Yeah.
well, why not take that?
Yeah.
But you can go there, you can see for yourself what else they offer. There's a lot more detail in it if you want to, but if you do take it up, you do get a little nice percentage off. So there is that. But again, the link is in there. It'll be on both the Rumble side and YouTube side. And of course, one more thing before we move on to the next. This is for something called biltong. Now, if you don't know what biltong is, it's a South African traditional snack. It's a meat
Jerky.
item. Well,
It's like jerky.
it's not exactly like jerky, because if you're talking like store-bought jerky, it's really much different. It's much more healthier though. Much
Yeah.
more healthier.
It's raw meat that's been seasoned and set.
Yep, seasoned
Yeah.
dried. And actually, and the husband and wife who own this company, I've actually got to have the husband on. Really nice guy.
Oh, nice.
He's the one from South Africa. His name is
Nice.
Anton. But a while back, they came to my chat. They said, "Hey, email us here, and we'll send you something." And I was like, "Eh." And then I did, and then they sent me some of the stuff, and I'm like, "Wow, this is incredible." But
Yeah.
they gave me my own code and stuff. So if you do want to go there and check it out for yourself. You can see all this different stuff. They sell like candies from the UK and all this
Oh,
stuff, and then South Africa. Oh yeah, and then they have different. They have like really spicy biltong, or they have like bison, Angus,
nice.
Wagyu, all that stuff. And they're
Nice.
again, it's family oriented. It's basically just a husband and wife and their kids,
Wow.
and they're in Texas.
No, oh,
Oh
really?
yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Here's one
I'll
of
have to
the.
look into that.
Here's one of the. It's
Look
Sunset.
at that.
Sunset, Texas is where they're at, right there.
Have I been through there? Why does that sound familiar?
Well, there's that phone number, but they do have, and they do, that's the address right there. And they
Yeah.
do have a convenience store inside where they sell all the stuff they do online. So
Oh,
anything you
nice.
get online that you can get in that convenience store. But they're really great people, and I'm really grateful. Like I still buy, I don't know what to give for it by promoting this stuff. I just know that they do a good product. It's made in America, and I'm appreciative of what they offer. It's sort of like trying to pay back that kindness. So,
Oh,
um,
fuck yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's all about the but it's that's pretty much it for all those things. I don't do much promotional stuff because that's the whole money thing. But I just do it for the
But
benefit
it's
of others.
still like people give people shit online for promoting things, and it's like, okay, but we've all been watching commercials for fucking years, you know. Now
Yeah.
you just have a custom commercial. Like, what is the big deal? Like, everybody's got to do it somehow. Like, I can't wait. I'm trying to get my favorite sourdough company thing is Sour House, because I
Mm.
fucking love their jars, and they make other shit too that I can't afford.
Yeah.
Um like they have a little proofing thing that, you know, you can keep your starter in and it'll keep your starter perfect, blah 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 blah. But I'm like, I just fucking love their jars. So every time I'm doing a stream, like, I try to show people, like, I don't have any, I'm not collabing with them. I've reached out to them, but so far nothing, you know. But
Hmm.
I still fucking love these jars. These are the best jars for sourdough starter. But somebody asked, Johnny Quest
Yeah.
asks, what
How
do
would you
I
love
love
about
about
baking?
baking? Yeah. Um, my mom can't cook for shit. My mom can't bake for shit. And
Yeah.
so when I was little, like, I started learning when I was like 9. I think it was about 9 when I really started, like, trying to bake things, bake cakes and bake cookies and stuff like that. And she would brag to other people because, you know, narcissistic mothers, it's so much
Yeah.
fun. She would brag to other people about how good it was. Oh my God, you got to try Jennifer's brownies. They're the best brownies you've ever had, you know. And this is back in the day. Like, I
Hmm.
make way better brownies now. But no, that's, I think that's why I love feeding people. Like, that's my thing. Like, I
Yeah.
legit love, I love watching someone's face as they're taking a bite of something, and they
Hmm.
just go, oh, you just see their face, you know, and they just love it. Like cookies. I was doing the farmers markets while I was still a hooker. I was still kind of perfecting my recipes, and then I took a break
Hmm.
from being a hooker and was selling my cookies and baked goods in the farmers markets. But I used to bake for clients. You know, I always had stuff sitting around, and so I had a new guy come in, and, you know, we're all done with everything, and I was like, "Hey, do you want a cookie?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." You know, and I give him a cookie, and he's just sitting there eating, and I'm just like, you know, just talking while he's sitting there eating it. He finishes it. He goes, "I'm so sorry, but I didn't hear a goddamn word you said. That's the best fucking cookie I've ever had in my life. Can I please have another?" So
Yeah.
that is why I bake. That is why I love baking. I love the fact that I can make something that tastes better than anything that I can buy.
Yeah.
You know, and but the flip side of that is I'm now ridiculously disappointed when I go out to eat.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, not only that, but healthier too, right?
it's
Healthier
so
too.
much healthier, like oatmeal cream pies, Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies. I grew up on those things. I loved those things.
I
And they're
know.
disgusting if you eat them now. Like, you eat them now and all you taste are all the chemicals in them. And to find a recipe to make homemade oatmeal cream pies, holy shit, they're 50 times better. So now, once I get over this fast, I'm going to learn how to make ding dongs. No pun intended.
Well,
A
you
little
kind
Debbie
of
ding dong.
you already kind of passed that with cream pie, so I mean, you're kind of really
I
just
did. I did. I did. There's always, we're all 12 inside. We're all 12.
a good fart
This is a
joke is a
cream
good fart
pie.
joke. All right.
Right?
Yeah.
Always make the joke. Always make the joke. Because if you can't laugh, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
Always
Exactly.
make the joke. I will
Always
laugh at
make the joke.
myself all the time, you know? Yeah, your mother fucked yeah, fucked your mother. Yeah, he probably did.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm just gonna take the upstanding hooker one. That was pretty funny. Upstanding hooker.
upstanding hooker.
Upstanding. That's
I legit.
that's really, when you describe your story, don't just say hooker. You got to give yourself that oomph. You got upstanding. I was upstanding.
Hooker. I was an upstanding hooker. I never got arrested. I was never on drugs. I never even smoked weed. I didn't get into weed until like towards the end, and I hated weed while I was like, I knew girls that she was like, oh girl, I gotta be high as shit to go see this client. I'm like, the one time I did that, like, I'm like, the hour felt like 5 days. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm never doing that again. Like, I kept looking at the clock going, surely, it's time for him to leave. He's been here 5 minutes. Fuck!
Whoa.
Alcohol.
Why is my hand look so many?
Yeah. So no, I didn't really smoke weed until after I had already been out of it for a while. So
Hey,
yeah,
Hank.
it's, but
I was just, I mean, I know that's probably like the biggest thing people ask you about, like, oh, what was your life as a hooker, but in a more sensible way. But for me, it was like when you were in your bios, like when you had said veteran, it's like, okay, so what branch? Because I've talked to a lot of Air Force people. I've talked to some Navy. I've talked to some Marines, Army, all that stuff. But it's always a fascination because people, and probably you can back this up, but I don't have that kind of degree to do so. But you can, again, part of the reason of doing this is because of that vastness of that space. Like if people were to think about it, sure, there's a limit number of human beings, and there's also a limit number of English speaking human beings, which is what I deal with, because my secondary language is not so good. But me no comprende. That's how it's gonna go down.
Habla español un poco.
Un poco. ¿Por qué?
Porque si Deutsch ein bisschen.
Ein bisschen. She knows German. She knows German too, and I know
I
a
lived
few
in
German.
Germany for 3 years. Like, I know enough to get around. The funniest thing that happened in Germany is that my grandma came to visit us. My grandma got to come to visit us because she had gone to Germany in the 80s. I think she went in like 86 or 87. So before the wall came down, she'd
Right.
gone over there on a vacation for like 2 or 3 weeks, went all over the place. And so we all pooled our money together and bought her a ticket so that she could come over as soon, because we were stationed there, and we'd only been there for a few months when she came. And I'd been in Germany once before.
Right.
But no, and so everywhere we went, she would just like go up to people and start talking to them in English. And I was like, Grandma, you have to ask them in German if they speak English. I said, most Germans do speak English, but it's polite to ask them in German if they speak, sprechen Sie Deutsch bitte, like, and she goes, but they look like us.
Well, yeah, someone else thought that.
Grandma's German.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, she's originally her maiden name was Bruning.
Bruning.
So yeah, Bruning.
You must you have to do it like this. Yeah, you have to do a little pruning. Yeah, a little pruning. If you go there with a toothbrush, you're gonna need to call it something else.
Right? No, I fucking love Germany. I hate what's going on with Germany now, but I fucking love Germany. I love the Christmas markets. I love going down the river on a boat, like on the top of the boat, and you get, sipping a glass of wine while you're looking at all the stuff. Like, Germany's fucking gorgeous.
Oh,
gorgeous place. Love it. It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, believe me, I have a few German. One is his name is DJ Smoo. He's a male nurse. He's a male nurse there in Germany. He does his job well, but he lives there, and he talks. When he's on, he's talked a bit about the politics and stuff and all that, because there's that too. I've talked to another one, Clifton 3D. He's from Germany, and then there's another one.
Yeah.
His username is Hanayama-sama, but he's half German, half Japanese. So,
fun!
Yeah.
I want to go to Japan so bad.
It's so expensive,
They're gonna think I'm in the Yakuza though. Like, with all my fucking tattoos, they're gonna be like, "Why do you have our language on you?" Because all my tattoos are Japanese kanji. So, yeah. This one means geisha.
Geisha? Are you sure it means geisha, not monkey scratch butt?
No, I I found years and years and years ago, my very first tattoos, like that one means fire.
Yeah.
That one was just like the tattoo shop, but all of the tattoos that I got done after that, I used a Japanese master calligrapher and had
Oh.
her, you pay her, and then she draws it 50 different ways until you like it. Now, I
Yeah.
went to DC one time to work. Went to
Yeah.
DC to work, and I, stayed at this really cute little boutique hotel in DC, and I think I made like, I want to say like I made like $5,000 in that week that I was there. I was there for like 4 or 5 days, but the food, oh my God, the food was phenomenal up there. But I had one client, he came in and he was a normal English speaking person, but he was, Japanese, whatever. He fucking read every tattoo on my body. And they all mean exactly what they're supposed to mean. Like he just like, I'm laying there naked,
Yeah.
and he was like flipping me over and moving me around. He's like, "What's this one? What's this one?"
I
And
must, I must have called your body. Let me feel your body. I must have called you. Oh, the bumps here. Oh.
but no, he legit like read them all, and they all mean what they're. Oh no, wrong arm. They all mean what they're supposed to mean. So yeah, it was a fucking wild ass experience.
I'm just
Wild
waiting for the one
experience.
that says monkey butt. Just kind of.
Right? Yeah. No, I covered that one up.
No, that's on the actual butt. I'm sorry, that's on the actual butt.
I don't have any tattoos on my butt.
Lies.
I'm gonna do a live stream. I'm gonna do a tattoo walkthrough live stream because people keep asking. They're like, "Can you just show us all your tattoos? Can you like walk through and do it?" And somebody said, "Can you just take pictures?" I'm like, "Dude, I have 44 fucking tattoos. That's a lot of pictures and a lot of typing. I'll just do a live stream."
Yeah, that's when you're like, are you sure you're wanting the tattoos? Or are you trying to get something else here? I'm trying to.
Well, I told them, I said, that's why I posted a poll. I was like, if I do it, I got to do it in a bikini so that
Yeah.
everybody can see everything, So, yeah.
If it's
Post
related to
it.
tattoo, that depends on what it is.
We don't talk about Fight Club. Yeah.
Oh goodness, but I mean, I personally, no matter more or less, no matter the person, because everyone has something. It's not like you have boring people out there. I think people believe they're boring because they don't believe they have the exciting factor, right? My story is interesting because I was a hooker and all that stuff. It's like it doesn't matter if you were a hook or not. It matters that you lived.
I lived. I definitely lived. We haven't even talked about the fact that I have 9 younger siblings.
You have 9
9.
siblings?
Yes.
Are you the oldest of the family?
I'm the oldest of 9. They're all my half siblings. My mom met my stepdad when I was 7, and they had 9 children together over 16 years.
6. Well, that
together.
okay. I was about to say if it
Yeah.
was 9 kids over 9 years, that was a busy time. But 16
It
years.
would have been had my mom. I think she had a miscarriage
Oh no.
between some of them, but yeah, it was like 83, 84, 85, 87, 88, 90, 90, like 91, 93, 94, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like my mom was just always fucking pregnant. So
Wow.
every time you turn around, and then I had my older son when I was 21, and
Mhm.
my older son is a year younger than my youngest brother.
Mhm.
So there's only a year difference between my youngest brother and my oldest son. But I don't talk to my
Wow.
oldest son, so it's a long story. We could
Life.
talk about it, but I just don't. I
It's
don't normally
life.
like. It's just
Life
life.
is
Yeah, shit
life is what it
happens.
is. Clearly, they didn't have cable TV.
My mom was diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic when I was 4.5 years old.
Oh
And my
no.
stepdad, and she was 5 years older than my stepdad. And my stepdad, when they met, he was fresh out of the Marine Corps. So, and he was younger. So you got to imagine she was like 27 and he was 22.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bit
And
scary right there.
she just railroaded that poor dude. So, yeah,
Well,
she just.
he got the railroad back, but that's a whole different other story. Yeah. So I mean,
But
does that?
apparently he wanted 2 kids. 2.
And she said, "Let's just multiply that by 4." And like, wait a
Yeah.
second, what? And then he's like, 9, 9.
Yeah, and I have an older half sister that's my dad's other daughter because he got his girlfriend when he was 16. She was 15. He got her pregnant. And this is back in like 1969.
Oh.
And so he got sent to reform school where he was abused
Yeah.
in ways that we don't want to talk about it.
Right.
And she got sent to a home for unwed mothers and was forced
Oh,
to, have the baby and give it up for adoption. And so my older sister didn't find my dad until she was 21 and I
wow.
was 17 at the time. So, and then we knew each other for a little bit and then we fucking drifted apart because, I don't know
Life.
you,
Yeah.
So yeah, but and my dad was married and divorced 4 times and
Jeez.
was never married to my mother, even though they were together for a couple of years, and
Mm,
was never married to my sister's mother.
mm.
And when he died, I found an engagement ring, and like he was going for number 5.
Wow. Your
Yeah,
dad.
I found an engagement ring in his stuff when he died. So yeah, it was
Hope,
fucking crazy. He
hopefully, you
was a
kept that.
marrying fool, and I'm like, I don't. I'm like, yeah, and I feel bad sometimes. I've been divorced twice, and I'm like, but I really want now, especially with the Bible and everything, like I really just want to be married again,
Yeah.
like legitimately, like third time's a charm.
Is that how you're gonna find him? Like, hey, do you want to get married? And it's like, what's your name again?
Right?
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to. Just say yes or no.
Yeah.
Oh goodness,
So
but
no, and my ex mother-in-law, my ex husband's mother, she is like fucking. She's 80 something now.
mhm.
She's about to be 85. She got married again in her 70s, and that was her fourth marriage.
Wow.
And the previous husband, she was his seventh wife, and when she asked for a divorce, he killed himself in a hotel bed.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
and then the bed, the motel, the hotel, motel, whatever it was, charged her for the mattress because he shot himself this way, like
Wow.
down into the mattress, thinking he wouldn't make a mess. Well, they still charged her for the mattress. Like, how
Jeez.
fucked up is that? So, sorry, I don't mean to be dark. Like,
I don't. I don't. I think that comes with the package itself. So you kind of.
right? Yeah. So there's this. I've lived an interesting life when I really look back at it. But I'm finally doing what makes me laugh every day and is fun every day. And people
Yeah.
tell me to just keep going. They're like, you can't stop doing this. You have to
Yeah.
keep going. And so that's why I'm like, it's the money will come. The money will come.
Yeah.
So you got
It's
to
a.
if you do what you love, because I've spent my whole life doing for others.
Yeah. I can. I don't. I won't say. I don't want to say for that, but I spent like before I started doing this, I didn't know what I wanted to do with content creation, but I spent my whole life just wandering, and
Hmm.
as a thing is as an adult, you're not going to be given a manual. There's nothing going to tell you what to go for, whatever, and so you're kind of just left wandering. And I wasn't wanting to go to college because it was just a money waster. Like, why would I
Yeah.
spend all this? Like, I had siblings go through and they succeeded, and that's fine. But why would I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars burying myself in debt? Like, I have no debt whatsoever, and that's a
Oh,
great thing.
nice. I still
But
have I still have student loan debt from, it took me 8 years to get through a 4-year degree because I was working on a math degree and I was only
mm,
going part time. And then we went to Germany. I was 5 math classes
mm,
away from a math degree because I wanted to teach math and I couldn't finish over there because the internet was not what it is now,
yeah,
back in 2005 where
oh yeah,
we were in Germany 2005 to 2008. And I just like I really needed to be in that classroom learning that shit. And you're talking about calculus 3 and differential equations and shit like advanced fucking math. And I'm like, I
yeah,
can't do it on a fucking computer by myself. And so I had to
yeah,
change colleges and change majors. I have more math credits than psychology credits, but I have a degree in psychology. But yeah, it took me 8 fucking years to get a 4-year degree. A friend said, you should be a doctor by now. Yes, I know. So fucking stupid. And the only thing I've ever used my degree for was being a hooker. So, which worked out really well, but you would think that I would have at least paid off my student loans then, but
true,
no, no, I did
yeah.
not.
I
Yeah.
think I think the because for me, I've tried to at least study a little bit. Like, I've read the book called Influence by Robert Cialdini, um, which he used more for marketing, but there's stuff in there that it explores upon that's
I
basic human
think
nature.
you don't need college. You can
Yeah.
learn anything on your own. You just got to be willing to learn and do the
Yeah.
research on your own. You know,
Yeah.
like I like the idea of what Jordan Peterson did with the Peterson Academy. I kind of
Yeah.
like that idea, and I'm trying to get my kids to like, hey, you know, you could maybe go this way. You know, so I don't know,
You
but
just direct with like an orange cone baton, like, hey, over here, let's do it, let's over there.
yeah,
But I think at a certain point you just kind of like you try, but it's more of just like you have to, here's a dove, just cool, go, be free, my little bird, be free. Oh, it was got by an eagle. Oh, that's awful.
I try to tell them that nobody, because back in the day, like nobody told you, like, hey, you don't have to just be this. You can be anything. You can keep. And I always felt like I was behind. Like, oh, I should know what I want to do by now, or I should be doing this,
Oh
or I should be
gosh.
doing that. I shoulded myself to death. Like,
Yeah.
and should, I fucking hate that word. Should is the most dangerous word in the English language. You should do this, you should do that. It's judgment. It's constantly shaming and judgment. And either you're shaming someone or you're shaming yourself or someone else is shaming you.
if
So
it's if it's not a dove, there is no love. It's true. I heard about that in a manual
That's
somewhere.
funny.
If it's not a dove, there is no love.
That's
But
funny.
I kind of enjoy that kind of thing, like the sort of psychology matter, because you get to, because even with using like the, being what you were, you can use that in a sort of human scale where you're able to sort of see like, where's this wind gonna go, where's this sail gonna take you, because I
Yeah.
it's a just in speaking on the content creator sphere, right? Like this whole
Yeah.
thing, because it's a lot of it. I have dealt with stuff. I don't know how I got into it, but somehow I'm involved with. I'm not involved, but like at a moment I was like involved with this back and forth with someone, and there was emotional manipulation with it. So what happened was I was having this guest on, right? Lovely lady, she was feisty, but there was also not you, but there was also. You're another type of feisty in all itself, but the point is, you're basically, well, let me put it this way: you're feisty is you're able to dirty talk and just walk away like it was nothing. That's your kind of
Yes.
feisty. Exactly.
Yes. I
Um,
like to drop bombs.
oh, I'm sorry. Was that a pickle where you just happened to see me and walk away?
So true. So true.
Dropping logs like it was 1999. But
I don't think people on the internet know how to take me because they're looking for a fight and I'm like, I really don't care. You
you're
know?
like
Like
you're a multitude of things. You're not just one thing, but you do have that heart. Let's say it that way. You do have that
I
heart.
do care. Yeah.
Yeah, you do have a
I do
caring heart,
care.
but you do have enough sass to kind of overshadow that. So let's just put it there.
Right? I'm gonna give you great advice, but I'm gonna take no shit while I'm doing it.
Well, unless you are taking a shite while you're doing it, then that's a totally.
Unless I'm tweeting from the toilet, then I let people know that I'm tweeting from the toilet.
Listen,
Weird.
guys. I told you I said it wouldn't take no shite, but guess what I'm doing?
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, the whole thing, like, always make the joke because if you can't laugh, what the fuck is the point? You know, what is the point to all of this if you can't laugh about it? Like, if you
I
can't look back and laugh at yourself,
yeah,
if you're just gonna get all sorts of flustered and shit, that's not gonna do anybody any good.
and
But if you can laugh about it and get
yeah.
yourself laughing about it, then it just makes life easier.
I
Life is
laugh.
just so much easier if you
I
can laugh
laugh
at
at
yourself.
myself. I laugh at myself most of the time, but that's a different point. But no, it's kind of, since you bring that up, there was a previous guest I had on multiple times, but unfortunately he well, funny thing was is that he was married. Then they didn't get divorced; they separated, but they didn't officially separate. So there was that, and then eventually, I think like towards the end of last year, they got back. No, the middle of last year, something like that. They got back together, but unfortunately, he did pass away
Oh
on
no!
after day after Christmas, and
Oh,
it
so just this Christmas?
yes, this past Christmas.
Oh. Oh wow. Okay, I'm so
So,
sorry.
well, and
Oh.
she doesn't know what the cause was. I'm thinking, it could be anything, right? Anything can happen.
Well, so many things are like related to the the COVID jab
Yeah, well,
that
that's
we
you,
shall
but
not.
yeah, well, you can say COVID. I don't care. But I think the point of the matter is like that was I wasn't as close with as an individual because I remember in real life I've just over
Yeah.
here, but it still was enough to like you do start questioning on like why do you do whatever it is,
Yeah.
because it for me this thing right here is powerful in the sense of like for a long time, and this is my honest truth with you. I've always wanted to get to talk to you, but you've always been all over there. And it's understandable because you deal with a lot of people who are trying to get at you and all that stuff or
Me
whatever.
too. I'm so sorry this took so long. I
No, don't
promise
worry
I
about it.
wasn't intentional. A
No,
lot of times I just forget. Like
no, it's fine.
I legit, I'm like, what the fuck am I forgetting to
It
do
was
today? There is something I'm supposed to do.
let's put it this way. It's worth the wait. It was worth the
Okay,
wait.
well, thank you. I'm, oh.
Because it's don't worry about it. But it's sort of like but the thing of it is those like I like over Christmas I put up the wall of all the people that have been on the show. Like I put up like I do an Excel sheet, but I also
Okay.
put all the ats in them because most of it is on X. Sometimes if they don't have an
Yes.
at, I just put the name. But
Yeah.
some of the people have blocked me. Don't know why. Whatever. But his name is up there, and it will always stay up there because and the videos will stay up there because this is about capturing the perspective and the insight and the viewpoint of what a person is. Not in the fluff. I don't care about the entertainment industry is whatever it is. I hear them. But it's about capturing what a person is like when they're not forced to,
No. Hush.
when they're not in a situation where they have to talk about a certain subject, whatever. You are free to, and we've been all over the place. You are free to go wherever, but it's not forced. It's not like, yeah, we're gonna talk
Yes.
about whatever EA is doing or the Hollywood's doing, whatever. No, it's like we
Yeah, no.
can,
We just talk
and
about shit.
that's what I want to do because I've always stated like when a person comes on, I want to be a blank sheet to them because when you're a blank sheet to someone, there's no I don't want to say there's no judgment, but there's not enough for them to be convinced that oh this person is judgy or whatever or what have you. They learn through the process of the more conversation has go on, and as a psychology matter, right? I just do it because of that. I don't know what this will become. I just know I'm drawn to do it because of there's that innate nature of one having something finally to do, like
Hmm.
not wandering. And the second of it is like once started, there's always that innate nature of saying keep going. There's something there. You've got to keep going. If you don't, it's not going to be now. It's going to be later. But if you keep going, that thing will appear. And there are times where like I just like after and his name was Deepak Chad. But after that, and then after taking a long break, I've been having this situation where I've been at a point where either I'm either feeling burned out or I'm feeling disenchanted by, you usually people who look at like the numbers and stuff, the metrics and whatnot. And I'm not trying to be on that focus, but it is sort of like disheartening when you see it and you're like, oh, I wish I could be there and all that stuff. But I know I'm not. I know that's not the main point of why I do this. So you have to have
Mm.
your why. You have to have your why.
Yes.
So, but there's been that factor for a while. It's like either it's to keep going and to um, just keep trying and persisting whatnot, or just completely walking away and just drop it all. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a hard sell for me because like I've been here. I've come here.
Hmm.
I've over 300 people and I'm just gonna toss it away. But then there's another part of it's like there's something that's gotta change because like, and part of it is probably I'm not sleeping on a right time because I do stay up late and that's more of whatever. But
We gotta get you on the manifestation mindset. Like
uh, well, I'm on a unlimited abundance mindset. Like I have,
that too.
yeah,
That too. Yeah. For sure. You gotta get in that mindset. What you think about, you bring about.
yeah.
So you got to think you whatever you think about, it will come to you. You just and if you think about bad shit, guess what? Bad shit. If you think, "Oh, I'm never going to make money," then you're never going to make money. But if you think, "I am fucking successful at this.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
amazing at this. This is the best thing that's ever been on the internet. Everybody loves me." You
Because
know?
I got to talk to Texas Breakfast, I am a millionaire. Just look at that. I finally got to talk to her. I'm now a millionaire. I'm
That's
done.
right. I tell myself all the time, it is just a matter of time and I'm gonna be on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is gonna fucking stumble across my shit, and he's gonna do the exact same thing that you've done. He's gonna go, I need to fucking talk to her. I'm
What?
gonna be on Joe Rogan. Fucking $5. I'm gonna be on Joe Rogan. At
Wh-
some point, you're gonna see it. Like
Yeah.
it's just gonna happen.
Well,
You know. So
I've been called either the Jay Leno or Joe Rogan of conversation. So let's just put it there. I didn't say it myself. People have said it towards me. So I'm not going to be like
you're
that
very
egotist.
good at this. Like you're very good. We haven't had a single lull in the conversation. You know, you
Well,
haven't had
thank
to
you.
think about what you're gonna ask me. You haven't had to think about, what we're gonna say next. Like if you have, you've hit it very well. So yeah,
What do you
if
think
you
the glass?
wanna
What do you think the glasses are for? No, it's not just to hide my pretty eyes. It's to hide my.
They're like, where's my notes? Don't look down, don't look down, look down with your eyes while I'm on
Oh,
my notes.
oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. You want to know what the post and stuff were? Okay, so
Post-it notes, yeah.
so I stream again. Like I said, I stream to both Rumble and YouTube. Well, on YouTube, I'm not monetized, so I can't do anything with that. But on Rumble, I'm monetized day one, and so all those post notes you see are all the people that have donated Rumble Rant.
Wow, look
Yeah.
at that. That's
So
fucking amazing. I gotta get
one,
a Rumble.
yeah, you're monetized day one, and they have also done a crypto wallet, but I'm not too sure about that. But I've been trying to do, and I'll show you in a bit. I'm trying to do a digital wall, because it just helps to have like a secondary where all your stuff is at. If it can load up, it's not loading up. Load. Curse you.
Fucking computers!
Yeah, I know.
Technology!
Technology. There we go. Now it's loaded. All right. So this is at least what I have. This is not everything. This is not
Oh,
everything.
wow.
So do
Okay.
not think so. But
Wow.
again, some people are on there multiple times, and this is Canva that I'm using to do this,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
yeah.
Okay.
So I just get what they give me, stuff, and I put up there. So what you see, so this little inlet right here, like the
Mm-hmm.
ones right here, that's ones I've gone through. That's why
Okay.
it's so
So
neat and
those are the
ordered.
only ones, the ones that are on that one side of the wall, that's the only ones that are up here.
Yeah, those are the ones I've
Yeah.
gone through and all that stuff. And but yeah, I just wanted to have a digital wall as well because some paper's gonna fall off, or because it's post-it notes. That's why it has the painter tape on it.
Right?
Um, but
Posted.
yeah, post-it note tape stickiness does not last. But I also got the different. Oh goodness. Well, I got different colors too because the funny thing was is I did the post-it notes because one, someone said like your wall needs color because it's just a gray color, but also because it was sort of a way of trying to um trying to give thanks for people giving Rumble and all stuff. So like I saw
Right?
another content creator do that. It was like they were doing like if they got a gifted sub, whatever, because they stream on YouTube as well, they get stub or all
Yeah.
this stuff. They'd put like one for specific gifted subs to get a red color and all this stuff. But for me, it was just like, well, that kills two birds with one stone. I'm able to thank, and I'm also able to have color. So that's my coloring right up there. It's free. It's a little cheaper than trying to do a painting because I do have that little pug painting right there.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It was $10 at a retail store. I was like, you know what? They asked for color, I'll give them color. But people are like, what's that doing there? I was like, never mind. Um, but anyway,
Nothing? You didn't see
no,
anything?
it's not there. No, magic. What is he talking about? What? Um, but no, it's the fascination of you'll come across people again who didn't believe they'd have anything to say, and
Yeah.
you turn that around for them and you say, but you do, right?
Yeah.
I can prove you wrong. And
Yeah.
for and again, like you with what your stuff is, like the psychology part of it, like that's a fascination to me because there is a power to words, right? There's a power to words, and like you were saying to yourself, it's to other people as well, right? You can
Yeah.
either be a lead of inspiration or be a lead of destruction.
Yeah.
And it's
There was a woman that posted on X like 2 years ago, and she was very open about being an ex hooker, and I had messaged her privately, and I
mm,
was like, I used to be, and I'm just not out.
dropping stuff. Too
I
late. I'm
said I
not picking it
used
up.
I said I used to be a hooker, and I said I'm so thankful for coming across your profile, and seeing this and reading some of the stuff that she had posted. I said I absolutely agree with you. I'm just not ready to come out yet.
Yeah.
So I wasn't ready to be outed, yet, because at the time I was still together with my ex, and he was like,
Yeah.
"No one must ever know. No one must ever know."
You
Now
shall
I'm like,
not pass.
now everyone's gonna know, so I don't care anymore. I'm not gonna hide anymore. I just don't want to hide. Like, when you're hiding, then you got to worry about what you're hiding, and you got to
Yeah.
worry about what people are gonna see, and you got to worry, and it's like it's too stressful. And I'm like, I would rather just like be judged. Just go ahead, judge me. If you're gonna be an asshole, okay, bye. Like, and most people, whenever I did tell people what I did,
Mm.
most people are like, "Oh my god, that's so cool," and you're like, "Oh no, don't."
Dude, I'm
That's
just
not
waiting.
what I was going for. Like, no, but thank you, but no.
I'm just
Like,
waiting for the one where it says, "Oh, so you offer discounts?"
did you see that one DM? I had that one DM like, "Oh, if you were still a hooker, I'd pound that pussy." Like, what? No. That's not how you talk to women. Like,
listen,
no.
listen, you're wonderful and grateful, but I'd rather, I'd rather just go to Pound Town. Let's just see.
Most people, fun fact, most people never got to Pound Town because I have a certain set of skills. So yes,
Yeah, no,
most people
I
never got
remember you
there.
talking about that. You have the, what was it, the quickest PJ?
I had the 30-second club. I had the 30-second challenge, and I have a specific technique that, every stroke is about a second, and so I would count how many strokes in my head, and I legit had one guy that came after 4 strokes, had a few that came after 5 or 6 strokes. The funniest though, and I had a lot that were in the 8-second club. Like, but I had one guy that, because I had a separate apartment. The whole
uh,
point is you have a separate apartment that looks like someone lives there, but no one lives there.
yeah,
But it's made to look like someone lives there, so it doesn't ask, so no one asks any questions.
right,
And he's like, he saw me again. He had seen me once, and then a year later, he
yeah.
saw me again. And so the first time I saw him, and I remembered him, he was like, it was like 8 seconds, and yeah. And then this time it was 15 seconds. Twice as long, almost. He goes, man, he goes, I drive by this apartment complex every time. And he goes, every time I'm like, there goes the best blowjob I've ever had. And that's how long it lasted.
Oh, let me time that. Too late. Never mind.
Oh, and it's gone. So no.
And
And I used to have a whole speech. I got to tell you the whole speech. I used to have a
mhm,
whole speech for young dudes
yeah,
because I'd get young guys that wanted, they wanted the whole MILF experience, because I was in my early 40s,
yeah.
and I don't ever look like I'm in my early 40s, but they,
No, you still look pretty good for whatever
I'm
age you're at.
51.
Uh,
I'm 51.
it's still looking
Um,
good. Come on, give yourself credit for that.
good genes, good genes.
Really,
No,
which is Levi's or Strauss?
but I used to tell the young guys, I was like, I was like, "Are you sure?" I said, because every guy that comes in here is not, no pun intended. Every guy that walks in the door, I
Yeah.
said, he has had a lifetime of shitty blowjobs. I
Uh-huh.
said, he has earned this.
Yeah.
I said, but you have not had that yet. And
Yeah.
so now you are going to have this really amazing blowjob, and you are going to compare it to every blowjob for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And they're all going to suck, pun fully intended. And I said, are you sure? Are you absolutely sure you want to go through with it? Oh, yeah.
Sucks to be you. Oh wait, never mind. And SC Medic says, I bet she made a few people have strokes. Bet you she
No,
did
I
too.
gave a few people strokes. That was always my biggest fear. Oh my God, that was always my biggest fear, is
Uh,
that someone was going to die,
oh
because I saw
no.
some old men. I'm like, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. And I had one, because I used to rent my apartment to other women, because you can
Mhm.
rent it by the half hour or by the hour, and
Yeah.
that's how you help pay, it helps puts more money in your pocket. It's like you're not using it anyway. And so I had a whole calendar system set up, and I had, I think, 3 or 4 other women that would use my apartment, and they'd pay
Mm.
me. It was $20 for a half hour appointment, It was $40 for an hour appointment.
Yeah.
And she called me and she's like, we've got a problem. And she's like, he's passed out and like on the floor, like he collapsed. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Shit. And at the time I was dating a lawyer, a married lawyer. And I called him. I was like, what the fuck do I do? And he goes, don't say a fucking word, you know? And so I'm watching as the firemen are coming in and they're helping this dude. And they're like, is this your place? I'm like, yep. So what's good? You know, nope. Yep. Nope. Just like, and you could tell they knew. They knew. And I so wanted to say, it wasn't my client. It's not me, it was her.
Blame her. Witch.
I didn't do it. But yeah, no, you worried about that shit. You legit worried about that. You had to worry about so many things. Like you had to worry. You never texted your apartment number. You never put your apartment number in writing.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And that's what the girls were all like, nope, we will never you have to talk to the person on the phone and tell him the apartment number, because there are people that will like to out hookers. There was one guy in Austin, that was his favorite thing to do, is he would out hookers to their apartment. He would schedule an appointment. You would think that he was there, and then he's like, oh, I can't talk on the phone. Can you text the number to me? I was like, no, you must call me.
Yeah.
You know, and no, and if you didn't, if you texted the number, he would go to your apartment complex and go, oh, look, she's a hooker. See right here? See this apartment number right here? She texted it to me. She's a hooker. She's a prostitute in that apartment over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could never write down your thing. So anyway.
And you got confirmation of your thing. Medics know. But and Mr. Scott says, what don't medics know? Look, I don't want to ask that question because it might be wide and varied.
No, they knew. They legit knew. I had a firefighter boyfriend too for a while, and yeah, they know. They know what they're walking into.
Was he smoking hot?
He was not. That was the thing. He was the nicest man. But he just was not attractive. And at one point he asked me, he's like, "You never say that I'm handsome." And I'm like, "Cause," in my head I'm like, "Cause I don't think you are. Like, that's not why I'm with you. Like, I just, you know, he's just a nice guy. He was a nice guy, but I was never physically attracted to him. And we were together for quite a while, and he is still, I broke that poor man's heart, and I think that was my karma. This breakup that I went through with my ex, I think that was my karma for breaking the firefighter's heart, is because my ex just fucking shattered me. So, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, and that's
it's not unusual for me to have 3, 4, 5 hour conversations with people that I don't know.
Hey, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. But unfortunately, I cannot.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta set up for tomorrow, and I gotta get going to bed. So there's that. But I would be right there with you, sister. I'd be right there.
I gotta go feed my zoo. They're all they get louder as we go. You know, they're like, hey,
honk,
hey,
honk, honk.
Hey,
where's that Chinese duck? Hey, stop over there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're all hungry because it's about their time to eat. So I gotta roll anyway. But thank you so much for having me on. This has been fantastic.
Thank you for coming on it. Such the lovely ladies you are. All right, we won't. I don't know if I'm a lady. I don't know if I qualify as a lady. Anymore. I think you look wonderful, and you're a lady. So let's just leave it at that.
I don't. I am, but I like to say whore.
Well, that was a part of your life, but it's not what you are now. It's not my
life anymore. No, it's definitely not my life, and I think part of why I do what I do on here is because it gives me I get to be that extroverted person on here. You know, whenever I'm on X, whenever I'm streaming, like I get to be that person, and I had fun being that person. So
you're the IDGAF type of person.
Yes. Yeah. I need to have that tattooed on me somewhere.
You just wear like a bracelet. Like, what does IDGAF stand for? Motherfucker, you better start reading.
Yes. I have a t-shirt. I have a t-shirt that says IDC, IDK, IDGAF.
There you go.
Yeah. And people are like, what does it mean?
I don't care. I don't know. I don't give.
Don't give a fuck.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah, it's my favorite word. It's my favorite word. So I can't help it.
What is the letter of the day, Bert? It's for F you.
Right?
Oh my goodness! But anyway,
So,
we'll quickly lead upon the poses of this wonderful time. Because again, I have to fly off. The glass slipper is about to slip off, and it's almost
yes.
midnight, so I gotta go on.
Yes.
I don't know why I used that one, but that's okay. But anyway,
I'm still waiting for my prince to come find me with a shoe. So,
would you want a boot, or do you want a boot, or do you want a nice a nice
I think I
slipper?
want a really nice Western boot. Yeah, old gringo, preferably size 11. I have long feet. I'm tall. If I had short feet, I'd fall over.
You're 5'10". It's not that tall. I'm
I'm tall.
5'7". I'm 5'7". You're not not
I'm
much.
tall.
You're tall.
Yeah.
She says you have to be this. You have to be this high to ride the ride, and she says you're too small. Just keep
You
going.
must be this tall to ride Jennifer.
And you're too small. Anyway,
I used to have short clients all the time. Short clients. I'm like, why do these short men keep fucking coming? I saw one guy, I swear to you, he had to be 5 foot exactly. He was so fucking tiny and he loved me. And I just felt so awkward and big. And like, I hated seeing, I'm like, I asked my short friend, I'm like, why do all these short men keep coming seeing me? He goes, well, sometimes, you got to climb that mountain.
Hey!
I'll leave you with that.
Look, hey, I may not be able to climb a mountain, but I know a good jungle gym. But anyway.
Fantastic. I love it.
That's what I'm here for. But anyway, this is her link right there. If you want to promote
Thank you all
yourself,
so much. Like, again, I'm shadow banned, so if you can't find me, look harder. I don't know how to find me.
And I'll post her YouTube one as well, so she can have something else that people can go to find her. Because really, it's just the Texas Breakfast Club, I think what it is.
It's just Texas Breakfast. If you look for Texas Breakfast, most of the
Yeah.
time you'll find me.
Yeah.
So on Instagram, my Instagram, which I haven't paid attention to in forever, my Instagram is Texas Breakfast Club, but that's all the dogs.
Here we go.
So-
This is you can find it on YouTube because I did put the app, but that's her YouTube right there.
Yeah.
You can go there and find her because again, it's best to be on multiple places, not just one. Because
It is. I found that out the last time I was suspended.
Well, and you've been talking about like they haven't been paying you too, so there's been that. Yeah.
No, I really, really need to get on Rumble and like just try to figure out how to do my kitchen streams from Rumble.
Yeah.
Like I legit need to get on Rumble. So
you'll find your way, young lady. But those are her links, and of course for my end of thing, oh gosh, I gotta find my links again. For my end of things, this is that's my link right there. It has Twitter X, has email, has a link to Discord, but it's just for DMing. So you can find my stuff there, and the Rumble and YouTube link are in there too. And of course, if you are on the Rumble side or YouTube side, doesn't matter what side you're on. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated. Because not only does it help in being seen more, it also helps in having other people on, like the lovely Texas Breakfast. Her name is so good you could just eat her right up, but that's pun intended. But anyway, the point of the matter is I help with all that stuff. So you can I can't tell if he was flirting with me or was asking to go out for breakfast. I don't know what's going on here. But any help with the engagement on neither end is much appreciated. Of course, I do. Gotta go back up again. Of course, I am part of. Oh, hold on. Almost there. Of course, I am part of Proton's partner program. You go to that link, you can see what they're about. And if you do take it up, there's a discount there. They're about privacy. They're about keeping your stuff private. Like I have all their stuff. Like, this Proton Unlimited plan includes their suite, like the Proton VPN, Proton Mail, Proton Drive, and Proton Pass. And Proton Pass is their password manager. Proton Drive is like Google Files, except they're your files. They're not looked through. They're not used for AI training. VPN is pretty much self-explanatory at this point. And Proton Mail is their Proton Mail, but the best thing about it is that you don't get you got little to no spam. All right, I'm just gonna put it that way. You get little to no spam, and you can use like an alias email, with that, like all sorts of stuff. It's if you want to check it up again, the link is right there. But I just promote it for the benefit of others, not for the
One
benefit
of
of.
the smartest clients that I ever had, super super fucking smart dude, like physics engineering, super smart. He
Yeah,
used proton mail back in the day.
there you go. You
Yeah.
have
So
you
yeah, and he swore by it.
you have a lady of the night who has turned into the
No, no,
lady
no,
of the day.
not Lady of the Night. What's funny. There's a big misconception. Oh, Lady of the Night. No, no, no. It's Lady of the Lunch Hour. The lunch hour is the most requested time slot.
Wow,
The
crazy.
most requested. So when you share an apartment with other people and you rent it to other people, to other women, so that they can use it, 12 o'clock, man. Every day, 12 o'clock, somebody was in that fucking shit.
Heck, you're almost like a data analyst too. So look at that. You got some skills. I almost
Yes.
said data analyst, but that's going a little too far. But the other part, that's an enema you don't want. At the, at the
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh goodness,
Oh,
you
yeah.
you're like anytime someone brings up analyst, you're like analyst. What?
Yep. Every time I see that fucking word.
You're welcome. But the other one too is biltong. Again, you go to the website. They do offer a lot of stuff other than biltong, which is a South African snack, but it's really just a meat product. Like I can go.
It's kind of like jerky, but raw, usually.
Well,
And
yes.
it's like raw and sort of like dehydrated a little
This
bit.
is what I get right here. This is
Yeah.
biltong right there. Now this is
Oh,
Angus.
Yep.
This is the Angus one. But
Yep.
it's air dried. It's basically
Yeah.
air dried with spice and stuff. And the list
Yeah.
for the spices is small. Like this is like look right there. That's the spices
Yeah.
list. So very
Yeah.
small.
It's not much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And
use
it's
Celtic.
raw,
Yeah.
and then it's air dries. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's raw meat. So I've made it. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
But
so I'd like to try some professional shit though.
Oh yeah, if you know where Sunset, Texas is, you'll know where it's at. And again, you can go to the link, or you can just watch
Yep.
the video again for all that stuff.
Sweet.
But no,
Okay.
their family business. Again, it's husband and wife and their kids, and they really don't have many other people helping them. But they do make a good product, and I always try to buy when I can. I try to go for like doing the $60 thing, because if you do $60, you get free shipping. Because I don't want to have to pay for. You already get poor after a while. So, but anyway, it's true. But I just promote because they showed me a kindness. I didn't ask for anything. And again, you can use code Dara at like the cart and get 10% off the wholesale. So for those who don't know what wholesale means, it means whatever's in the cart, the whole of the cart, right? So you get 10%.
Okay.
You get 10% off the total amount. Let's just put it that way.
Gotcha. There
Otherwise,
you
I'm gonna be
basically save the tax.
yeah. Otherwise, I'm gonna be sitting here like, okay, so what does wholesale mean? Okay, let me just sit you down. Here's a pen and paper. Let me just sit you down with this.
But a unibrow might change the game. Oh gosh, that's funny.
Oh goodness. I didn't do it. I hear you.
No,
But
that's funny.
what? Oh yeah, I'll get to it. Hey, what's going on, Steve? You're a little late, Steve. Nice for you to show up a little late. All right. But regardless, that is.
They can still watch it again, though.
Yeah, they can still. It's called a replay. It's sort of like. It's sort of. I'm gonna say something bad. I'm not gonna do that.
No, come on, let's hear it.
Sort of sounds like what a whore does. Just it does a replay. I use the Family Guy friendly version. All right, whore.
Fun fact. One of my tiling streams, I titled it so close because it was so close to being done. You know.
Yeah.
That stream got like 1 million fucking views. After like people, and I had to fucking laugh to myself because I'm like, how many dudes were sitting there? Okay, when does she get naked? What is all this tiling shit? When is she getting naked? Wait, she's bending over. What is she doing? Wait, what? Like, how long did they watch before they realized it was just tiling?
But hold on, did she just fart? Like, did she just fart?
And I stream yoga too.
There you go.
I stream yoga too.
Well,
I'm trying to do yoga every day at noon. I'm trying. I'm not always.
Well, I've been trying to do something where I try to do like a 2-minute plank after I get back home from work. Just 2 minute plank, because there was some video I saw on YouTube like, if you do a 2 minute plank every day of the month, I was like, you know what, let's just try it. At least it's something I can easily do every day. 2 minutes is nothing, because I do try to walk as well, because I have a cholesterol issue, but I'm trying to get there. But again, it's just getting to talk to you has been amazing. But also, again, tomorrow, yes, I have someone on, a VTuber called Scene Dravelrall, friends with Ezekiel and Confused Chan, who are also other VTubers I've had on as well. So I've had a whole assortment of people, people behind the scenes and people in front of the scenes. But sometimes I've heard it's good to be behind the scenes, but that's just a personal
when you're in a
hearing.
porn, sure, yeah.
I can't imagine how people could have fun being watched. Like, oh yeah, do it harder.
It's kind of if you have an exhibitionist side, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of interesting. Like I said,
What?
I did gigolos, and that's people watching you have sex.
I would
So,
ask, was this like Boogie Nights? With like.
no, it's not kind of like gigolos. You can, so if you go and look at, if you search on YouTube, it should come up. I haven't looked for it in a really, really long time, so I don't know if it's still there. But if you
Right.
looked gigolos S4E4, so
Yeah.
season 4, episode 4, then it should pop up. But that was from 2013, so it's 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, 13 years ago.
I know you can look up naked yoga on YouTube though, so there's that.
I don't do naked yoga. Everybody asks me, why don't you just do naked yoga? You guys do not want to fucking see that shit. Let me tell you. You think you want to see it. The pictures look great, but you have to move in between pictures and poses, and things don't look right when you're in the midst of that moving in between. Like, I don't want to see all that. Things don't do what they're supposed to do. Like, whew, no.
Hey, someone said party. I'm up for the invitation. But anyway,
you gotta go. You've been trying to get off here for like 20 minutes now.
Hey, who's
Not like that.
Listen, lady, I'll get on or off how I like to. So you watch yourself. That's right. That's right. I'm a man who takes charge. Don't you? And you'd be like, yeah, I've heard that one 300 times before.
Right.
Oh, wow. Big, strong man wants to take charge. Wow. Really?
It's 3 a.m., damn it, in the UK. Poor Steve.
Yeah.
Poor Steve.
Doing yoga or
eating yogurt
or both? Both. Do both.
Both.
That'd be a challenge right there. You're doing the diving dog, and then all of a sudden you come up with the yogurt.
And then go-gurt.
And then we're just gonna go down, and you come up with a go-gurt, just like, refreshing.
People crack up about my yoga because you're listening to the yoga woman, the woman on the video that I've got playing on my other phone that's just kind of sitting there, and she's all nice and calm and play, and then you got me like, fucking shit, why am I doing this fucking yoga? All right, oh, it's fucking cats, like I'm like constantly. Like I'm the exact opposite of the lady that is telling you to do the yoga, and everybody apparently thinks it's just fucking hysterical. So I don't know, but yeah, I live stream my yoga. I try to do it every day at noon. I forgot today, so I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So unless
I'll just sit there like, no, she's cursing underneath. I can tell she's cursing underneath their breath right now. I was like, motherfucker, she's a piece of shit.
No, I put a microphone. I always have like a little microphone so everybody can hear me.
Yeah.
So they can hear me breathing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, she's not choking, so yeah.
Hey, well, anyway, but the point of the matter, the point of the matter is, though, is that tomorrow, 7 p.m. with Zine is going to be on. So hope you all see her tomorrow. But of course, the last thing I do with my guest, a lady of the afternoon, lunch hour, rush hour. Lady of the rush hour, more like.
Lady of the rush hour, yeah.
Someone was.
It only takes 30 seconds.
Someone was rushing, and they weren't from there. But anyway. Anyway, the point of the matter is, I do something that's called questions from a hat. That's right.
Okay.
I bought a hat from Mumble, right? And I put
Okay.
some questions in it. So what happens is my guest, you get 2 freebie questions. That's right. I'm so generous. Let me hear the applause. But I'm also Yeah, I can only get so right. But anyway, I saw the meme. Okay, I saw the meme. But the point of the matter is that my guest gets 2 freebie questions.
All right,
Obviously, of
let's go.
course, I'm not. Well, hold on. No, don't. My goodness, you're more rushy than a man is. Goodness sake. Look,
I've been single for a while now. I'm out of practice.
I need pants off now. Gosh, cave woman, calm it down. But obviously I'm on YouTube, but I'm not monetized, so you can't do anything like that. But if you're on Rumble, you can give a Rumble rant. Doesn't matter the amount, and you can have another question pulled out. So if you want more than the 2 questions, you got to give a Rumble rant for that extra question. So there's that. You got to pay to play. Yeah. But no, it's not that. It's called Questions from Hat. It'll never be called Questions from the Hat of Doom. Never be called the Hat of Doom.
The Hat of Doom.
Never. I
can't believe Steve's up at 3 a.m.
Well, I can't believe it either. Stop the heavy breathing. You're giving me a panic attack. Well, now she's done. All right. She's done. You said to be done, and she said, all right, you already paid for it. But anyway, here's question number 1. All
right.
Let's see what
Waffles!
And the question was, and that was the answer, waffles. Half Pint says, gorgeous woman on my screen is single. Awkwardly. Oh, well, you need to hear her story first. Hear her story first, and then
you gotta hear the whole story, dude.
Yes.
Don't skip over the number with a comma in it.
Yeah. Look, you can't get through Jen's Jamboree without getting into Jen's Jamboree. But that's getting a little too close for comfort, so we're not gonna talk about it. What is this about?
Let's hear the question.
The first question. Okay. The first question is, what's the most useless superpower you could think of?
Oh God, invisibility. How are you supposed to fucking carry anything if you're invisible? Like, how are you gonna rob a bank? Everybody talks about, oh, if I'm invisible, I can just go rob a bank. Okay, well, how the fuck are you carrying the money out? Like, they're just gonna see this pile of money just moving through the air. Like, are you gonna stuff it where you got places to stuff that money? You can't stuff that much up there. But like, yeah, how invisibility? Like, do you really want to know? Because my dumbass, I would never, like, if somebody was talking about me, well, you could find out if people are talking about you. My dumbass would be like, what the fuck are you talking about me like that for? And they'd be like, what the fuck was that?
I see.
Can I tell you one funny story real quick?
Sure.
About Bob?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bob, when I first was a hooker, I didn't have a separate apartment yet for a while. I was trying to save money. It was cheaper instead of going and paying a woman to use her apartment, which is what I was doing before, paying $20 for a half hour, $40 for an hour. I would just use my own apartment when the kids were at school, and they'd walk past Bob in the living room. Bob's in her cage. Back then we thought Bob was a male, right? Okay, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to use his male pronouns for my fucking trans burb. So we walk past Bob. We're in the bedroom. We're, things are happening. Out of nowhere, he's mid-stroke. Hello? What the fuck was that? He's on top of me. What the fuck was that? I just started laughing. I was like, that's Bob. What the fuck is Bob? I was like, that's my bird. So then after that, I had a whole spiel. When somebody walked in, I'd be like, and this is Bob. And Bob sometimes likes to be inappropriate. It likes to be loud at inappropriate times. So if you hear anyone yelling, Mom, or hello, I swear there's no one here. It's just my Bob being an asshole. So I had to say it every single time to the new people. Every single time I had to introduce them to Bob as they were walking in, because otherwise they would think that somebody was there. Hell, because she imitates me. So she sounds just like me when she goes off, and so she's freaked people out before. It's funny.
See,
but that was the first time that happened.
So you should have another bird, right? You should have another. So you have Bob. You have to have one that's called Vagine, right? Bob and Vagine.
Yes.
So
Bob's and Vagine. That the Vagine should be a boy.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
goodness.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to keep you.
No, you're good. Oh, you can keep me all you want. But anyway, no, this is deal
I'll
with
be here all night.
sticking up. Never mind. But anyway, sticking to where the sun don't shine. All right, here's the next question. Unless someone gives a rumble rant, this will be the last one. For you, what does a perfect vacation look like?
Beach. Being on the beach, toes in the water, ass in the sand, with a joint in my hand. Beach. Crystal clear water. Crystal
Bahamas.
clear water.
Yeah.
Like I've not been to the Caribbean in so long, and I can't wait to go back. Like I legit cannot wait to get back to the Caribbean. I fucking love the crystal clear water. I love when you can go out on the boat and you can see 20 feet down. Like that's like my favorite. I want to see the shark that's coming. I don't want to go, what was that? Oh, seaweed. Just seaweed. But no, I love the Caribbean, and that's like my favorite fucking place. My second favorite place, if it's not the Caribbean, vacation wise, is to go to Cedar Point in Ohio.
Cedar
Ohio.
Point, nice.
Yeah,
Oh
because
my gosh.
I grew up in Toledo, Ohio, so I grew up with Cedar Point. And I think the first time I went, I was like 9, and then you go when you're a teenager a bunch of times. The school trips go and all that, and I thought as I as I grew up and I went in the army, and I'm going out into the world. I'm gonna go to more amusement parks because I fucking love roller coasters.
Ooh.
Love roller coasters, right?
Mhm.
And so I went out to the rest of I went out into the world, and I went to other amusement parks and Six Flags, and I'm like, this is it? Where's the rest of it? Where's the rest of the coast? You have 3 coasters? That's it? So no, I fucking love Cedar Point. Love Cedar. It's my favorite place to be. I went a year and a half ago. Right after my breakup, the firefighters tried to step back in and took me to Cedar Point, and I was so fucking devastated that I was on the Millennium, which is my favorite fucking ride, and it's a 300-foot drop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's 85 degrees and you're going straight down. I felt nothing. It was a month after the breakup, and I went on that, and I just felt nothing. This is my favorite place on earth, and I just couldn't. He thought, I'm gonna take her to Cedar Point.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I was just too fucking devastated. But no, Cedar Point Beach, being on the Caribbean, anywhere where there is crystal clear water, that is my go-to place. Being in the sun is my go-to place. So yeah.
Now the last time I was at Cedar Point was when the Top Thrill Dragster was the new attraction.
Yes. Remember when people got stuck up there?
Oh no, I just remember the line was so long.
I refuse to stand in line. I do fast passes completely. I don't care how much money it costs. I will do a fast pass because I am not fucking standing in line for more than 20 minutes.
And
20 minutes, that's my max.
And the parks will take advantage of that because people will pay a pretty penny to get through fast.
$120. $120 extra for a fast pass. You're basically paying more than double.
Yeah.
It's insane, but that's the only way to go. And once you're older, the G-force is so amazing on the Top Thrill. Have you seen how they've changed it?
I haven't been there recently. No.
I haven't. While I was there, they had changed it, but the whole fucking thing was shut down. A year and a half ago, the last time I went, they had opened it, they had done all this stuff, but then they'd shut it down, and they were doing something, and they weren't going to open it until the next season. I was like, motherfucker, because that was like my favorite, is going between the dragster and the Millennium, and the one in the front.
Are you talking like there's the Millennium's up there? They have Magnum.
No, Magnum sucks. The Magnum is so it'll
yeah.
And the one in the back, the Steel Vengeance, how they remade the Mean Streak into Steel Vengeance. That fucking ride is amazing.
Yeah.
You do loops. You do
the spirals.
And
the corkscrew.
You do corkscrews, but they're fast corkscrews.
Yeah.
And this was the when I had gone before. I'd taken my son in 2018, and we went for just a few days. And back then they didn't make you empty your pockets. They didn't make you do anything. And I had my phone in my front pocket and it left an imprint on my leg because I had really deep pockets in those shorts and I just stuck it in my shorts. And there was an imprint of my phone on my fucking thigh. And
Wow.
now they wand you and they make you take out everything and you have to put it in a locker. And then when you come around, when you exit the ride, you can get to the locker from the other side.
Yeah.
And so they make you put everything away, glasses, whatever. They don't like, unless you have a strap, they won't let you have glasses on the ride,
Yeah.
and it is amazing because I fucking hated the mean streak. It was terrible. And now it's amazing. The Steel Vengeance is amazing. And the one in the front,
Mm.
the one where you're hanging off the track and you're going,
Is
I
it
can't
the
explain.
Raptor or the one that
No.
you're standing up is the Raptor, I believe.
No, the Raptor is the one where your feet dangle and
Oh
the
yeah.
track is above you, but they have the other one. Why can't I think? It's like a dragon's name. And it's not the Rougarou. The Rougarou sucked. That was terrible. But the other one, and I'll think of it later, and
Yeah.
I'll send you a DM because it's fucking it's
No,
evading me.
I think
So
that I know the dragon one. I know what you're talking about because that was like a twofer. That was like a
yes.
twofer, yeah. Because there was
Well,
the
it used to be, but now they have the one where it's like you're on the track and you have two like bucket seats on either side, and you have a whole
yeah
train of people,
yeah
and
yeah.
you're dangling, and you go upside down and shit in it.
Oh
So yeah,
yeah.
and you spin, and it feels like you're on a dragon, and you're like going through the air. Is kind of how
What about
it's just fun.
Gemini?
That's old school. I ride it just to say that, oh, yep, I did the Gemini this time. Like I think the last time I didn't go on it, but yeah, I usually ride. When I took my son, man, his chunky he was so fat at the time. My son was so chunky. And like we walked and walked and walked and walked and walked. And I'm like, okay, Riley, when we get to this one, we're going to ride this 4 times and then we're going to go back. And he's like, he would ride it once and then wanted to walk halfway across the fucking park to get to that. I'm like, no, we're just going to get off and get back on again.
Yeah.
Get off and get back on again for a few times. And then we'll go walk across the park. And no,
Yeah.
we walked. I think we put 23,000 steps that first day. He was fucking
Jeez.
insane. And his poor little feet. He was just like, he was so chunky. Like, he's like, that's a lot of walking, Mom.
Oh, listen, believe me, you haven't walked until you've been forced as a kid to go to, well, not forced to go to a kid as Walt Disney World, but as a kid where your parent is telling you, you're going to be spending all day at Magic Kingdom. Great. Really, really like that as a kid. Really, really makes me want to go back to Walt Disney World, which I haven't gone to in a long time, because it just costs so much at the end of the day.
Is that Valraven? Is it called Valraven?
Do you think
God, I
about
want to say that. The roller coaster. Yeah. I'm trying to think of. I think it's Valraven, but
there was
yeah.
I do remember that there was the all wooden one that they had, the old one.
That was the Mean Streak.
Mean Streak, and they I think they collapsed that down and put something else in place.
They collapsed part of it, but they put a steel track on it, and they made the Steel Vengeance out of the Mean Streak.
Ah, yeah.
So if you take the Mean Streak and you look at it, if you go on to cedarpoint.com and look at the Mean Streak, or look at what used to be the Mean Streak, now it's called the Steel Vengeance. It is one of the best fucking rides. It's so good. Well, it's so good. It's wild.
Yeah, and you have to remember that it was all wooden, and that's a different ride in itself.
Yeah, like you get off, I'm like, where is the Excedrin at the bottom of this ride? I've got a massive headache. The last time I rode the Mean Streak, I think was in 93 when I graduated high school. When we went on a senior trip, and I think that was the last time I rode the Mean Streak. I'm like, nope, I'm not riding that anymore. And there's some rides that I don't like. Any ride where they show a thing that says remove your earrings. Nope, not getting off that, because that just means your head's just gonna bounce around. And I'm like, nope, I don't like that one. And they have one that looks so much fun, and then you get on it and you're like, ow.
Yeah.
That hurt. Yeah, I don't like it. So
Power Tower?
The Power Tower, I fucking hate that. Oh! I love rides. I love roller coasters where the tick 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 tick. But the Power Tower, no. I ride it if somebody else wants to ride it, and I will go with them. But I fucking hate it.
The airsuit ride.
The airsuit ride, yeah, the shit is boring. I did the thing. We did the launch thing where you sit the two people in the little bubble and it pulls you with the rubber bands and shoots you up into the thing. We did that when I did that with my son. That was fun. Yeah, that
There's
was fun.
there was a ride we did. It was all interior, but it was like a space ride. And it's like towards the back, not the back, but like the towards. And then there was Demon Drop. I know there's Demon Drop too.
Yeah, that's gone. The
Oh,
Demon
it
Drop
is?
is long gone. That's where Valraven is now.
Oh
So
wow!
yeah, the Demon
'Cause
Drop is gone, and even they even took out the Wicked Twister, and that was one of my fucking favorites. They took out the Wicked Twister.
what?
Yeah, and now they've got this weird little mouse thing where you're in these little round things, and it goes and it looks like it's fun as shit. You
Uh
look at it and you're like, oh yeah, that looks fun. That actually looks cute, but it's fun, right? And you get on it and you're like, they got rid of the Wicked Twister for this shit? Yeah. I was
Well,
never so disappointed. I fucking loved the Wicked Twister. 3, 2, 1, launch. You know? Yeah. Yeah. 72 miles an hour in
oh.
half a second.
All I remember the Demon Drop was that it was you were in this box and you
Mm-hmm.
were dropped on your
Mm-hmm.
back. You were like,
Mm-hmm.
it was a
Yep.
free fall. Oh, I did
Yeah.
not.
And if you put a penny on your knee, the penny would float, you know, as you dropped. Yeah.
See, 0G gravity, baby. But I
Yep.
am not too much of a.
Oh, I'm a fan. I love that shit.
I like certain roller coasters, but after a certain point, I'm like, I'm good. I'll just sit in here and watch. You go have fun. Go have fun. Be free, my bird. Be free. But I'm gonna be right here. Daddy's stomach doesn't want to play. Daddy doesn't want to play.
Oh, I fucking love Cedar Point's like one of my favorite places on earth. Fucking love that
goodness.
place. Love that
I
place. So yeah.
haven't been in forever, but I enjoy going there just for the nostalgia of it. But yes, anyway. Anyway,
I told you 3 hours.
yes, you are. Well,
You know, I heard. Go to bed.
I heard some ladies like that. But anyway, the point of the matter.
There's a such thing as it takes too long.
So that brings up the real question: Are you more like a 5-minute person, or are you an hour person?
It just depends on the situation, you know. Like most sex from start to finish, most sex only lasts 7 to 10 minutes. You know,
So it's like,
and most sex, like if I remember timing it like before, like looking at the clock and going, you know, thinking like when I was with my ex, like how, you know, like when did we start? When did we finish? It was like 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm not a 5 minute, I'm not an hour. I'm more like a 20-minute person. Like I need I need the middle. There's a middle there somewhere.
I got some handiwork to do. But anyway, the point.
No pun intended.
Hey, listen. Those movies said if there's a plumber, you go call. And one can only try to so many times. But the point. I'm going to get so much flack later. But the point of the matter is,
the best thing.
I know. Well, it is true. It is, but you have to have the right person for that. So there, it's true.
You do have. You can have a very long 3-hour boring ass conversation for sure. I've had them. So yeah.
Listen. If I can keep you going, look. I remember listening to Bill Engvall show, right? The
he's so funny.
And there would be a time where there was a comedic bit where he's like, you know, my wife is like a truck, right? If you get her warmed up, all right, you can have her running for a long time.
Right.
I just remember this like. So it's gonna be a long foreplay time. Okay, got it. But
yes.
Anyway,
that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Look, that I am waiting for a card company to come out with a game called Foreplay, and it just has the number 4 and then play underneath it, and it's like, what is this game supposed to be about? You have to play to find out. Oh man, I was never good at that game. I tried. All right,
good at that game.
I don't. I'm like,
women need foreplay.
Well, I'll break out the deck soon enough. It's like, wait a second, I thought this was supposed to be something else. No, it's your turn. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. This game's called Sorry.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that to happen that fast.
Look,
5 seconds, huh?
Look, if you could describe your sex life in a board game, what would it be called? Monopoly. Monopoly's really. I was pass and go way too much.
I was collecting $200 way too much.
Look, I saw a boardwalk and all I got was Baltic. All right, it was not a fun time. It was.
That's funny. That's funny.
Someone, you'll post that question later on in life. It's like, I can't remember where I came up with that. What kind of...
if my sex life was a board game, what would it be called? I'm gonna be thinking about that. Yeah.
You'll just, after a while, you'll be like, you know what? For the most part, it was probably Sorry.
Sorry.
I didn't land on that point well. You're gonna have to hold on that one.
I did. I actually did apologize to dudes. It was, whenever they didn't make the 30-second challenge, whenever they popped really fast, like I'd be like, I'm so sorry, and they're like, no, don't be sorry.
In all seriousness, no. Going back to the look, we can have our fun too, but we gotta take it seriously.
Okay.
But all in serious, if you do find that right person, it really doesn't matter as long as it's just both of you sharing in, because there's that whole ordeal of just like it has some. I mean, again, it's always been transactional to some degree, right? It's always been transactional.
Always, even. Yeah, it's always transactional. Even though you don't look at it, you can take a step back and go, yeah, no, that's actually transactional. Even though it's in the moment, it's not. If it's between like partners, if it's between people, but no, it's legit transactional. Like it's always been that way. It's the world's oldest profession for a fucking reason.
That's right. Toss a gold coin, you'll get your Witcher. But the point of the matter is that if it's with the person that you care about and stuff, it's not.
Yeah, that's different.
Because I think there's some points where people in those relationships, they don't have honest conversation enough where they get kind of squeamish. Like, I know a lot of people are squeamish of talking about like what happens every month for a lady. I just can't look at it because blood in me. No, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
She forgets to wrap up the pad and you pass out on the floor.
I'm like, wait a second, what's okay. Okay. But that's not that though. It's the blood in general. It's like if you see too much of it
for 5 days and doesn't die.
A man with a blade in his head. But anyway, but there's just stuff like that where people get squeamish on. It's like, it's a part of the body. Just get it over with. If you can make it funny and come up with different words for it, you get a pass. But we'll leave it at that. But anyway. Well, the dogs are howling, so I need to.
The dogs are howling. The dog. This is when they start. And I won't be able to shut them up. Like there's nothing. They're like, no, bitch, it's time to eat. Like you've not left that room for 3 hours. Let's go.
they're like, we remember the time where that was not the case.
They would all be in here right now if they could. They would all be in here with me. Bacon's in here because pugs pugs were bred for Chinese royalty to be lapdogs, and a pug's whole mentality, his entire life, I must be touching you at all times. That's how pugs are. So he's right here on the side, like sitting right here, just waiting. Old man pugs.
Old man pugs. Old man pugs. That'd be a song in itself.
Old man bacon.
There you go.
The OG of the Breakfast Club, Bacon the pug.
There you go.
She named him Bacon. She's like, "What's this new name?" I was like, "No, we're leaving it Bacon."
Yeah.
That's fucking hysterical. Are you kidding me?
There you go. Bacon the pug just sounds like a kid's book in the waiting right there. So get snapping on it. But anyway, so again tomorrow I'll have Exene Dravarol on at 7 p.m. Eastern. So hope you come and see that
3 more times.
Scene. I'm going to say XD. That's probably as far as it's going to get.
There you go.
XD. But anyway, I usually end the show or I end the show with a music video, of course, called "One Day with You" by Pogo, who's the artist. And if people want to check out his other stuff, which I do use as well, there's a link down in the description, and he has pretty much all the videos, almost all the videos I use. There's some that aren't his, but almost all the videos I use are his, and I enjoy his stuff. So there's that. But anyway, have a great rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow. I gotta take a step back now. Gotta take a step back. Been having a little too much. Had a little too much vodka. No, not really. But I want to thank the chat. Thank you, chat, for being here. Much appreciated, and hope to see you tomorrow. And of course, thank you to the irresistible. We use that word irresistible with the Texas breakfast, and I look forward to being able to do this again with you because sometimes once is not enough. And need a little more.
Anytime. Anytime.
Sometimes Daddy needs a little more sugar. So there you go. But anyway, she's not coming back after that. She's not coming back.
I'll totally come back to this again. It's too much fun. I have way more shit to talk about, and we didn't barely talk about you. So yeah.
Hey, that's what another round is good for. All right. There were some people you came across more than once. All right. We'll just put it that.
Literally.
Well, look, we're just gonna string that off into the next one, but
there you go.
That's how it. Again, One Day with You. Have a great rest of the night, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye, guys.